Chapter 885. It was 6 o'clock in the evening. It was dinner time in the Lin family. Lin Muan held Lu Qianqian's hand and walked back to the Lin family. When Lu Qianqian saw the courtyard in front of her, she thought that it was really similar to old Lin's style. It was solemn and cold, which made people feel respect. Can you not be so unafraid of death? Lin Muan could not help but ask when he saw her nervousness. Lu Qianqian held Lin Muan's hand tightly. Her expression was even more uneasy. Lin Muan shook his head helplessly. It seemed that what the old man had done before had really frightened this Chili. It had left such a heavy shadow in her heart. Soon, the two of them entered the living room of the Lin family. However, to Lu Qianqian's surprise, other than the old man, there were only servants in the house. She thought that Lin Muan's aunts and women would also come. Because there was no one else, Lu Qianqian's nervousness had mostly disappeared. "You're back. Sit down and eat," Old Lin said to the two of them, while wiping his hands. "Grandpa." "Grandpa Lin." Lu Qianqian followed Lin Muan's greeting. However, she added the word Lin in front of Grandpa. The old man looked up at Lu Qianqian. It was not the first time he saw this girl. He had never seen her so afraid. "Let's do as we like," the old man said straightforwardly. "There are no outsiders here today. I haven't had a meal with this kid in a long time. Ever since he ran away from home and went to the police academy." "Okay." Lu Qianqian nodded softly. "To be honest, I'm not satisfied with you. It's not because of family matters. You know why, Grandpa?" Lin Muan's expression changed. He was about to stop him when Lu Qianqian stopped him. "You're not as calm as a girl." Old Master Lin harumphed. "In the past few days, I couldn't figure it out no matter how hard I thought about it. It was only when your aunt told me that she had once suffered a miscarriage because of someone else that I felt a little touched. It was as if everything was pardonable if it was my own daughter. But your aunt's in-laws treated her very well. I thought, could it be that there's really something wrong with me? Later, your aunt told me that when I was in the hospital for treatment, this girl worried a lot behind my back. She invited an authoritative doctor from abroad and taught the irresponsible caregiver a lesson. She did even better than you, her own grandson. I wanted to say that this lass was here to save face, but your aunt didn't tell me, so I had no idea at all. Turns out she was still in the background, putting in so much effort. This old man is too narrow-minded. Now that things have come to this, I've already softened my heart. But you're a hard bone to chew. You didn't give me a way out at all, until your parents came out." "Grandpa." Lin Muan held Lu Qianqian's hand and said, "You know that I used to be a playboy, but there is only one girl I truly like. In this life, I don't plan to live with anyone else. Even if you don't agree today, I will still marry her. But because of her, I know about family and responsibility. So, I must do well and show you that your grandson can also be successful. I know about you winning the award." The old man nodded. "There's no need to prove it. I've lost. It's this girl who changed you. Since this matter is settled, I'll bring some gifts to the Lu family to propose marriage, and let the two of you have an official status." "Thank you, Grandpa." "Thank you, Grandpa." Lu Qianqian's eyes were red. It's not easy for a girl to earn money. If you encounter this bastard in the future, don't stand up for him. Grandpa is still here. "I know, Grandpa." The old man admitted that he was no match for the feelings between the two of them. Perhaps he was really old, or perhaps he had lived for so many years, but he still didn't know what true love was. The engagement ceremony doesn't need to be too grand, but you still need to have the necessary etiquette. You can set the time yourself. After hearing the old man's words, Lin Muan took the opportunity to hold Lu Qianqian's hand, and the cuff on his sleeve shone brightly. "Why dress up so flashy when you're just going home for a meal?" The old man was a little displeased. "Your granddaughter-in-law gave it to me." Lin Muan looked proud. "I'm just presenting it to Buddha with borrowed flowers." Lu Qianqian naturally told Lin Muan about the origin of the cuff. However, she had planned to give it as a business gift, but Lin Muan felt that it was inappropriate. Then, he used the excuse that there were no other men in the house to take the cuff. "In the future, when he's in the police academy, you should come often for dinner," the old man said to Lu Qianqian. There's no one else at home, and his aunt is often not at home. Okay. During this meal, Old Lin finally acknowledged Lu Qianqian's identity. The two of them had wanted to stay at the Lin family's house for the night, but Old Lin had turned Lin Mu, Anne's room, into a dog kennel because of his anger. It had not been restored, so he chased the two of them out of the house. The two of them walked hand in hand, their faces full of happiness. We finally come to an end. Lu Qianqian covered her face, unable to believe what had just happened. Scumbag, we've finally gotten your grandfather's recognition. After saying that, Lu Qianqian took out her phone, but Lin Muan snatched it away. Are you going to call the pregnant woman again? Isn't this kind of thing worth celebrating? It's worth it, but you've been harassing Xiaoqi too often recently. As he said that, Lin Muan kissed Lu Qianqian's lips on the street. Or, do you think we're not busy enough? Knowing that there was a hidden meaning in his words, Lu Qianqian glared at him. Is that all the police academy taught you? Lin Muan was pleased with himself and lifted Lu Qianqian's chin. Male animals are born like this. At this point, Lin Muan quickened his pace. On the other side, in the Song family, Song Buoji was playing with the bright cufflink. He didn't know if Lu Qianqian had given it to him. If Lin Muan wore the cufflink, then the show would be quite good. Because recently, he had planned to wear this cufflink. Moreover, he had the idea of creating a chance encounter with Old Lin. He would break up Lin Muan and Lu Qianqian, then tell Lu Qianqian the truth. Then, he would see Lu Qianqian angrily looking for Mu Qiqi, and have a big sister fight. This was the script that he had arranged. But, sorry, the personal script had not been approved by the actors, and the actors did not have to follow it. This was because Song Buoji would never have expected that Vice President Qin, who was beside Lu Qianqian, was sent by Sheng Xiao. As long as she fed this information back to Sheng Xiao, he would naturally have his own judgment. Because Sheng Xiao was already suspicious, he shifted his focus. Chapter 886. The Lin family quickly prepared the things needed for the marriage proposal, and called Mama Lu. There was no man in the Lu family now, but Old Lin did not miss out on the necessary etiquette. The two families chose a weekend to gather together, because Old Master Lin was about to attend an important meeting with his comrades. Old Master Shun was also going with him, so he planned to completely settle the matter of the brat in the family before he left. Mama Lu did not expect Old Lin to come in person, nor did she expect that her daughter would be able to enjoy a good life after suffering. So Mama Lu showed her good manners, which made Old Lin feel more at ease. Muan looked like a young master of an aristocratic family at first, but after getting to know him for a long time, you will know that he is a very responsible man. When Qianqian's father passed away, and there was no man in the family, it was Muan who supported us out of our predicament. Old Lin, I thank you for this. You have raised a very outstanding grandson. Of course, Old Lin knew about this matter. At first, he strongly opposed it. His own family was fine, but they had to wear mourning clothes for others. But now that he thought about it, this brat probably began to grow up from that time. The relationship between the two children is already in place. I won't say much. We will be a family in the future. Muan has never had a mother since he was young. With you around, I am relieved. As for the engagement date, you can decide. It doesn't matter if there is a wedding or not, but it must be an engagement. I have wronged Qianqian all this time, and it can be considered my compensation to her. This was because Old Master Lin wanted to convey the Lin family's intentions. Then, I will be bold enough to make the decision. Mama Lu took over the matter. That's good. What an old man like me comes up with probably won't be what the young people want. You guys can do it. Just like that, the two families officially met, and the marriage between the two was also confirmed. Lu Qianqian did not expect things to go so smoothly. She even felt a strong sense of insecurity. Brat's room has been restored to its original state. You can stay at home. After the engagement, you can live wherever you want. Then 1, 3, and 5 will stay here and 2, 4, and 6 will stay at home. Because Muan knew that whether it was Mama Lu or Old Lin, their homes were very cold. With this arrangement, He and Lu Chantian could be filial to the elders on both sides. At least you still have a conscience. I'll leave for Luo Hai with old Shen tomorrow. I'll only be back in 3 days. Then you should go home tonight. Lu Chantian leaned on Lin Muan's arm. Accompany Grandpa. I'll pick you up tomorrow morning. Lin Muan whispered into Lu Chantian's ear. Got it. Lu Chantian blushed. Look at this young couple, they are so attached to each other. They can't even separate for a night? In the end, Lin Muan followed old Lin back to the Lin family. So that night, Lu Chantian could only look at Lin Muan's razor and think of him. Song Jiang also knew about the comrade-in-arms that old Master Lin mentioned. He knew very well who had given the order for the Shen family to take action back then. However, that person was already old and seriously ill. Old Master Lin and Old Master Shen had gone to Luo Hai this time to see him. Since they were old acquaintances, of course, he had to go and greet them and reassure them that their Song family still had descendants. Song Buoji wanted to go with them because he had said that he would let Old Master Lin see his cufflinks. Even if Old Master Lin did not know the story, he could still make up one for him. At 8 o'clock in the evening, Sheng Xiao picked Mu Qiqi up from the Jianchuan branch office and went home for dinner at the Shen family's house. Because Old Master Shen was about to leave, he wanted to take a look at his granddaughter before he left. Grandpa, you're only going out for 3 days. Mu Qiqi sat beside the old man and said, Is there a need to call me over? Why, you're not willing to come over for dinner? Of course not. Old Master Lin will be back in 3 days, but I'll be in Luo Hai. You don't need to know the reason for this period of time. It might take a few months. I don't want my precious great-grandson to be born by the time I come back. After listening to Old Master Shen's explanation, Mu Qiqi quickly asked, It's surrounded by the sea. You can finally fish to your heart's content. 8th brother, Jianchuan will go with me. I haven't seen Elder Lu for many years. I'll have to trouble you to take care of the Shen family. Don't worry. Sheng Xiao was extraordinarily calm and only said these 2 words. Then Dad doesn't have to be gone for so long, does he? Why? You can't bear to part with me? Shen Jianchuan asked Mu Qiqi in return. You have 8th brother to take care of you now, and the Sheng family dotes on you. We're not worried. If you encounter any danger, you know who to look for. Mu Qiqi knew very well that something must have happened when she went to see her comrades. However, she would not ask too much. Then come back early. I'm still waiting for the baby to be born, and for you to name it. Mu Qiqi patted her belly and said, Master Xiao, you don't mind, do you? Grandpa is naturally the best candidate. Be good. When I give birth to your second baby, you can name it properly. As for my Batian, I don't know what rank it will be. The whole family was amused by this clown. Huang Yu glared at her. How can you name your child like that? Mu Qiqi turned to look at Sheng Xiao and blinked. Sheng Xiao received the signal, so he tried to smooth things over. I'm used to hearing her say that. I think Batian isn't bad. 8th brother, you spoil her. Sheng Xiao did not deny it. The family chatted and laughed as they finished dinner. Then Dad, Grandpa, you guys have a smooth journey tomorrow. I'm pregnant, so I won't be sending you off. Stop messing around. Go back and rest. Old Master Shen quickly took care of them. Then, Sheng Xiao left the Shen family with Mu Qiqi. However, on the way back, Mu Qiqi could not help but ask, What exactly happened? Do you remember the story of the brigade commander I told you before? That's Grandpa. An Song Jiang was the only one alive among the 5 of them. This time, Grandpa and Dad went over because the old chief who gave the order to command him was seriously ill. Grandpa probably wanted to accompany him on his last journey to avoid Song Jiang's revenge. After listening to Sheng Xiao's explanation, Mu Qiqi nodded. No wonder. Will it be dangerous? With Dad around, it won't be. That was true. Mu Qiqi fully trusted her father's brain. Do the Song family really think they're innocent? They're fanning the flames everywhere and making everyone restless. Chapter 887. Mu Qiqi naturally believed in her man. However, as the 2 of them chatted, she couldn't help but ask, How's Xing Kai? I'm waiting for him to take the initiative. Would he? Muqiqi couldn't help but wonder, because this person was gradually drifting away from the Sheng family. 8 o'clock at night, Sheng Kai's apartment. Last time, Song Jiang wanted Sheng Kai to go to J World to do something, but because of Sheng Xiao, the matter was temporarily put on hold. However, this time, he planned to bring Sheng Kai to Luohai. When he received Song Jiang's call, Sheng Kai tried his best to remain calm. After hanging up, he looked at Song Qiaoji, wanting to say something but hesitating. Song Qiaoji was sitting in front of the dressing table. Even if she didn't hear their conversation, she knew that Sheng Kai must have received another mission. What did Dad ask you to do? He didn't say that. He just said to take me to Luohai, Sheng Kai replied calmly as he sat on the sofa. Luohai. When Song Qiaoji heard this name, she felt that it was unusually familiar. After a while, she suddenly reacted and quickly pounced on Sheng Kai's lap. She looked at him seriously. Can you find an excuse not to go? Why? The case from 25 years ago. The commander at that time is now living in Luohai. I'm afraid that if you go, my father will use you as a killing weapon. Song Qiaoji held Sheng Kai's hand and said, No, I have to think of a way to prevent you from going with me. You mean Godfather will let me be the executioner, who kills without spilling blood? Sheng Kai was much calmer. Perhaps he had long expected that there would be a day when he would become the same kind of person as Song Jiang. From then on, he could only use him. He likes to drag people down with him, because after the incident, he can use you as a shield. Sheng Kai calmed down for a moment and then looked at Song Qiaoji firmly. Didn't you say that you wanted to find evidence of your father's crimes? Maybe I can help you. We can use other methods. Song Qiaoji shook her head. If you're doing this for me, it's really not worth it. I'm not going to die, nor do I want to get involved in these dirty things. I'll help you find evidence of Song Jiang's crimes. You help me get rid of Song Jiang's surveillance and go see Sheng Xiao. Hearing Sheng Xiao's name, Song Qiaoji was stunned for a few seconds. Finally she nodded. Although I think it's probably crazy, Sheng Xiao never expected that the initiative he had been waiting for would come so soon. Sheng Kai texted Sheng Xiao with his spare phone, and the two agreed to meet at the apartment's underground parking lot at 3 in the morning. After Sheng Xiao received the message, he vaguely felt that it was related to his trip to Luohai. Hence, he got up quietly. He thought that he would not disturb Muqiqi, but she opened her eyes sensitively. Where are you going at this time? Sheng Kai wants to meet you. You sleep first. Will it be dangerous? Muqiqi chased after him and asked. Suche will go with me. With that, Sheng Xiao planted a kiss on Muqiqi's forehead. Although Muqiqi was still worried, she believed that her man would know what to do. In order to keep a low profile, Sheng Xiao asked Suche to drive an inconspicuous car and put on a simple disguise. The car drove directly into Sheng Kai's apartment. Under Song Qiaoji's deliberate concealment, Song Jiang's people thought that Sheng Kai and Song Qiaoji were madly in love before they left. They had no idea that they had already gone to the apartment's underground parking lot. In the dark space, Sheng Xiao asked Suche to press the horn. Then, a black figure opened the back door of the car and got in. I'm being monitored, so to make a long story short, I'll follow Song Jiang to Luohai tomorrow. Although he didn't directly say why he's bringing me, I guess it's related to who he's going to deal with, so that he can use me as a scapegoat if anything happens. Do you have any ideas? In the darkness, the man beside Sheng Kai was unbelievably calm, because he had already mentally prepared himself for this on the way here. It's rare for you to know who can save your life in times of danger. With that, Sheng Xiao gave him a very small thing. Put it in your ear. No one will find out. I can use this incident to completely pull you out of this vortex, but you have to suffer a little. Thoroughly? Hearing these two words, Sheng Kai didn't feel relaxed. Instead, he thought of Song Qiaoji. If he was safe, what would happen to Song Qiaoji? You look hesitant. The timing is very rare. Think about it carefully. I'll wait for your reply. Go up. Sheng Kai's heart was heavy. He clearly had such a good opportunity to leave Song Jiang, but for some reason, he didn't feel happy. A moment later, Sheng Kai got out of the car and returned to his room. Suche also drove away. President, will Sheng Kai be obedient? Hearing Suche's question, Sheng Xiao shook his head. He can't. With someone or something he cares about, he can no longer stay out of it. Isn't that the same as courting death? After Sheng Kai returned to his room, Song Qiaoji immediately pounced on him. How is it? Sheng Kai shook his head. Time is too tight. Sheng Xiao can't do anything about it. Why don't I go with you? Let me do whatever Dad wants to do. After hearing Song Qiaoji's words, Sheng Kai laughed. Do you think your father is that stupid? Do you think you can replace him just because you want to? It doesn't matter anymore. I'll do whatever he wants me to do. Are you crazy? Song Qiaoji was so angry that she started cursing. At that moment, Sheng Kai grabbed her neck and kissed her passionately. If I stay out of it, I'll never be able to get close to the evidence of Song Zhang's crime. This way, I'll still have a chance. You're really crazy. You're not afraid of death. Qiaoji, don't work for me anymore. I'm not worth it. Song Qiaoji was stunned for a moment. She hooked her arms around Sheng Kai's neck and tiptoed to kiss him. If we die, let's die together. Don't be so pessimistic. Maybe your father really just wants to take me on a trip? I really can't let you go alone. Let fate take its course. I'm no longer struggling. A person like me shouldn't have a good ending to begin with. When Song Qiaoji heard this, tears flowed out of her eyes. You're really crazy. As soon as she finished speaking, the two of them were entangled intensely. They could only rely on their instincts to express their passion for each other. After that, Sheng Kai threw away the things Sheng Xiao had given him and sent a message to Sheng Xiao using the spare phone. Take good care of Grandpa. I'm unfilial. The next time we meet, we might be enemies. Don't show mercy. Have you decided? I want to walk my own path. After sending the last message, Sheng Kai broke the spare phone and threw it into the toilet in the bathroom. Chapter 888. When Sheng Xiao returned home, Mu Qiqi was waiting on the bed with the lights on. Sheng Xiao looked at the time and helped her lie down. His tone was slightly heavy. Don't you know that you're pregnant? What if I don't come back tonight? I'm just worried. What if the Song family ambushed you when you went out in the middle of the night? Mu Qiqi lay down obediently. Did you see Sheng Kai? Sheng Xiao took off his coat and went to the bathroom to wash up again. Then, he changed into his nightgown and returned to the bed. You don't have to worry about him in the future. Why? Mu Qiqi tilted her head and asked Sheng Xiao anxiously. He has his own path. A path that did not need to be protected. Mu Qiqi leaned into Sheng Xiao's arms and did not speak for a long time. After a while she sighed. It seems that old master's wish is destined to not be fulfilled. It's going to be a pity. Sheng Xiao hugged Mu Qiqi and patted her back as if he was coaxing a child. He only put her down after Mu Qiqi fell asleep. Because at that moment, what he was thinking about was not old master Sheng or Sheng Kai, but how many people would be implicated in this trip to Luohai, and how much trouble the Song family wanted to cause. The next morning, old master Lin arrived at the Shin family because the two old men were preparing to set off together. However, just as the two of them drove out of the Shin family's home, they saw Sheng Zhao's Bentley parked not far away, as if he was deliberately waiting there. When old master Shin saw this, he asked the driver to roll down the window. Eighth brother? Sheng Xiao glanced at Mu Qiqi beside him and got out of the car. He walked to old master Shin's window and leaned over. Grandfather, Sheng Kai is also involved and is being used by the Song family. Old master Shin understood what Sheng Xiao meant and nodded. Go. I know what I'm doing. Then, old master Shin rolled up the window. Old master Lin was sitting next to old master Shin. When he saw this, he smiled. It's a pity that I don't have a granddaughter. Otherwise, I would definitely fight for this grandson-in-law. You won't have a chance in this lifetime. The two old men left Jianchuan amidst their laughter. Shen Jianchuan, who was walking in front and arranging everything, accompanied them. A moment later, Sheng Xiao returned to the car. Mu Qiqi looked at the man beside her and said, Actually, there's no need to wait for them on purpose. Just make a phone call. We'll be apart for a few months. I'm afraid you'll miss them. Actually, Sheng Xiao had a deeper meaning. He did not know what would happen on this trip to Luohai. In the worst-case scenario, this might be the last time Mu Qiqi would see the two of them. Mu Qiqi was stunned for a moment and did not say anything. She had a bad feeling in her heart. Xiao asked. Xiao, how many months? Sheng Xiao asked in return. Mu Qiqi calmed down. She also felt that it was nonsense. What would happen to the Sheng family and the Shen family if she and Sheng Xiao went there? Who would take care of Huang Yao and Zhongting? I was just casually mentioning it. Having said that, Mu Qiqi subconsciously touched her belly with her right hand. Although there was still some time before her belly became visible, she could feel the feeling of being connected by blood. For the sake of the baby, she couldn't take any risks. Feeling the warmth and strength of his palm, Mu Qiqi suddenly relaxed. There seemed to be nothing in this world that this man could not solve. So why should she worry about nothing? Then I'll go in. Mu Qiqi pushed the door open and got out of the car. Soon, she disappeared from the entrance of the Jianchuan branch office. Sheng Xiao looked at her for a while before saying to Su Che, "Let's go." Sheng Xiao took a few glances before saying to Su Che, "Let's go." On the flight in the morning, Old Master Lin and Old Master Shin were chatting in business class. When the two old men talked about fighting side by side, they seemed to have endless topics to talk about. However, just as Old Master Lin returned from the bathroom, he was bumped into by a young man. Old Master Lin. Old Master Lin looked up and saw Song Buoji's face. He did not seem to know Song Buoji, right? Old Master Lin frowned. Do you know me? Qianqian fiancé's grandfather, Song Buoji replied with a smile. I didn't know it would be such a coincidence. You know Qianqian. We're friends. After saying that, Song Buoji walked past Old Master Lin and went to the bathroom. However, Old Master Lin noticed that the cufflinks on his sleeves were emitting a bright light. These cufflinks were exactly the same as the ones Lin Mu and had worn home last night. Old Master Lin frowned. Then, he sat down beside Old Master Shun with an ugly expression. When Old Master Shun saw this, his eyes were filled with doubt. He immediately asked, "What's wrong? You came back from the bathroom with such an ugly expression." "It's nothing. I might be a little airsick," Old Master Lin replied. Of course, he would not tell Old Master Shin about this. After all, this was just a family matter. Moreover, he had not figured out the truth of the matter. Then you rest. I'll call you when we reach Luohai. Old Master Shin did not know that Song Buoji was also on the flight. He was just deliberately sitting in economy class. He really thought that Old Master Lin was feeling uncomfortable because of airsickness. Old Master Lin did not know about the grudge between the Shun and Song families. Moreover, he had only heard about Song Buoji recently, but he had never seen him before. Now that he had suddenly seen him, he could not figure out the relationship in a short period of time. Moreover, he was wondering if Lu Qianqian had anything to do with this man. Otherwise, why would he have such cufflinks? Song Buoji was sitting in economy class. Not only was there a smile on his face, he was also playing with the cufflinks in his hand. He did not believe that the old man from the Lin family did not have any doubts in his heart. On the other side, the mother and daughter of the Lu family had no idea what was about to happen. In the end, Mama Lu decided to set their engagement on the last day of the 7th month, after looking for someone to plan for a better life. After Lu Qianqian heard this, she was a little unwilling. Mommy, can it be faster? It's true that a grown girl can't be kept at home. There's still one more time, which is early July, but isn't it too rushed? Of course not. Lu Qianqian was very satisfied with this date. Then when Old Master Lin comes back, I'll discuss it with him and decide on it for you. Okay. Lu Qianqian nodded readily. Then, she texted Lin Muan about this matter. When Lin Muan saw that sentence, his heart was filled with sweetness. You can't wait? Of course. Aren't you in a hurry? Lu Qianqian asked with a smile. I'm not in a hurry. Lin Muan deliberately teased her. A man is a flower. Scumbag. I seem to be a little relieved to see you return to your former liveliness, Lu Qianqian said with relief. Because I know that in your heart, you've always wanted grandfather's acknowledgement. Chapter 889. It was such a simple sentence, but Lu Qianqian could smile foolishly at her phone for the entire morning. Then she called Mu Qiqi. Pregnant woman. I'm doing an experiment. Tell me. Mu Qiqi said as she held the phone between her ears. I'm getting engaged on July 5th. We agreed that once the date is set, I'll inform you. Am I loyal enough? Even through the phone, Mu Qiqi could imagine Lu Qianqian's beaming face. Lu Qianqian, you're really too excited. You need to buy a megaphone and shout around Jianchuan. Mu Qiqi cleaned the blood on her hands as she mocked Lu Qianqian. You're not even giving me your blessings. How can I not give you my blessings? Finally, the hardships are over, CEO Lu. Mu Qiqi shook her head helplessly. Be good. Come to the Banyan courtyard tonight. I'll celebrate with you. Forget it. I still have to work overtime. Lu Qianqian expressed that she was busy. Alright, I understand. On July 5th, I'll definitely bring my entire family over to witness it for you. Definitely. After hanging up, Mu Qiqi put down her phone with a helpless expression. When the professor saw this, he could not help but laugh. It's a wonderful thing for a good friend to be happy. Yes. Mu Qiqi put down the clean scalpel in her hand, and the corners of her mouth unconsciously curled up into a perfect smile. In the afternoon, the old master and the others had just arrived at Luohai. However, after getting off the plane, Old Master Lin's gaze followed Songboji. What are you looking at? Old Master Lin shook his head. Nothing. The old chief's car is already waiting outside. Let's go out quickly. I haven't seen him for so many years. I wonder if he can still drink. Old Master Shin could not hide his excitement. Just as Old Lin was about to reply, Mama Lu called. After meeting last night, both sides exchanged contact information again. It was to facilitate the confirmation of the engagement date. Old Master Lin did not expect it to be so soon. Even so, he still picked up Mama Lu's call. Mama Lu told Old Master Lin about the confirmed engagement date. When Old Master Lin heard this, he immediately frowned. So soon? Noticing the hesitation in his voice, Mama Lu carefully asked, Do you think it's too soon, Elder Lin? That's not it either. Old Master Lin immediately realized that his tone was wrong. There's another date. It's the end of July, but the two kids think it's too long. Then it's decided, Old Master Lin replied calmly, but Mama Lu saw that he was a little disinterested. Okay, then I won't bother you anymore. With that, Mama Lu hung up. However, after putting down the phone, she frowned. She had a feeling that Old Master Lin was going to go back on his word. Therefore, she had to make preparations as soon as possible, in case he had other ideas when the time came. The reason why Old Master Lin hesitated was because he had doubts in his heart. He wanted to clarify this doubt first. Deep in his heart, of course, he believed in Lu Qianqian. After all, he had been observing her for a long time. But if Lu Qianqian really had something to do with that man just now, wouldn't he ruin his grandson's life? Therefore, he had to be careful. Still in a daze, get in the car, Old Lin. Not far away, Old Master Shin's voice rang in Old Master Lin's ears. Old Master Lin took a deep breath, and finally turned around to chase after them. Mama Lu sensed Old Lin's attitude, but she did not dare to tell Lu Qianqian, because she knew how much her daughter liked Lin Muan. Both of them had been looking forward to this day even in their dreams. But now, Old Lin suddenly buried a bomb, and no one knew what would happen in the end. She hoped that she was overthinking things. However, after her husband passed away, she became much more sensitive. Old Master Lin's reaction just now was clearly that he wanted to pretend that he had lost his memory, and did not remember that they had completed the marriage proposal. It would be fine if she was overthinking things. But if it was true, what should she do? Who should she go to discuss it with now? Mu Qiqi did not expect that Mama Lu would call her at this time. Mu Qiqi had just finished helping the professor put together the pieces of his body. Before she could rest, she saw the flashing name on the phone, and was slightly stunned. Then, she washed her hands and answered the call. Auntie, what's wrong? Qiqi, I want to see you. Are you free? Auntie, I'm at the Jianchuan branch office now. Do you want me to go over tonight? Mu Qiqi asked tentatively. No need. I don't want Qianqian to know. I'll come to you later. Okay, Muchichi answered straightforwardly. But after hanging up, she could feel that something might have happened. An hour later, Mama Lu appeared at the entrance of the branch office. Muchichi took off her sterile clothes and brought Mama Lu into the lounge of the police station. Auntie, what's wrong? Mama Lu smiled awkwardly and sat down in front of Muchichi. However, after holding the teacup for a while, she did not know how to start. Auntie, it's okay. If there's anything that's inconvenient for you to tell Qianqian, you can tell me. After thinking about it, I don't know who to look for, nor do I know who to ask for help. I thought that Qianqian only has you as a friend, so I could only come to look for you. I heard that you're pregnant, but I haven't been able to congratulate you yet. Auntie, if you have something to say, just say it. Muchichi said seriously as she looked at Mama Lu. Mama Lu told Muchichi everything that had happened in the past 2 days, focusing on old Master Lin's reaction when he answered the phone today. The two children love each other too much. I don't know how to tell Qianqian, but I'm afraid that if something happens to old Master Lin, Qianqian won't be able to accept it. After hearing the whole thing, Muchichi understood Mama Lu's feelings. Am I being a little paranoid? Maybe his grandfather is just tired. Auntie, the fact that you're here means that you know very well whether Grandpa Lin is tired or not. You came to look for me because you know about the relationship between the Shun and Lin families. So you want me to test Grandpa Lin's attitude on your behalf, right? Muchichi was too smart. Mama Lu could not hide her intentions at all. However, it was understandable that Mama Lu would do this. For the sake of her daughter's happiness, a mother could endure any kind of grievance. Auntie, listen to me. If something really happens to old Master Lin, he will definitely tell Lin Muan. I think he has already accepted it before, but he suddenly hesitated. There must be a reason. When he figures it out, he will definitely know how good and kind Qianqian is. At the very least, there's still Lin Muan. You have to believe in his feelings for Qianqian. As a mother, there's not much I can do for Qianqian. I only hope that she gets married happily. Chapter 890. After sending Mama Lu away, Muchichi sat on the chair and did not move for a long time. When she returned home at night, she called Shen Jianchuan and acted coquettishly. Dad, what's wrong? Shen Jianchuan asked. Do you have something to tell me? There's something I want to ask you, Dad. Muchichi sat cross-legged on the bed. Speak. It's rare for my daughter to beg me. Shen Jianchuan replied as he sat on the sofa in the hotel. It's Qianqian. You know. After a few minutes, Muchichi told Shen Jianchuan about the matter. Dad, these are all matters for a little girl. You and Grandpa must have your own things to do in Luohai. However, I really don't have much of a relationship with this old Master Lin, let alone talk about Lin Muan. That's why don't worry. I'll find a time to talk to old Master Lin. Shen Jianchuan immediately agreed to Muchichi. No matter how big or small your daily matters are, eighth brother is always around. You don't have much time to ask me for help. It's just a small matter. Of course, I can do it for you. Thank you, Dad. It's getting late. Hurry up and rest. Does eighth brother indulge you so much? I'll close my eyes. Muchichi quickly replied. Don't tell Xiao Xiao. He's in the study. He thinks I'm already asleep. Shen Jianchuan's lips curled into a faint smile as he was able to call his daughter. However, after putting down the phone, he and old Master Shun returned to their previous seriousness and coldness. I really didn't expect that old Master Lu would have such a few bastard sons. He's seriously ill in the hospital, and none of them came to ask about him. His ex-wife really taught him well. Dad, I've already made arrangements. I won't neglect the hospital in the future. Shen Jianchuan quickly replied. When I saw Uncle Lu in the past, he was so glorious. I didn't expect him to be so miserable in his later years. If the Song family got the news earlier and came to take revenge, the consequences would be unimaginable. Old Master Shen put his hands behind his back and looked dignified. I'll go to the hospital tomorrow. I want to see how brave the Song family is. We'll go to the hospital together tomorrow. Dad, you sleep first. I'll go play chess with Uncle Lin. Who would be in the mood to play chess so late at night? Grandpa Shen glared at him. It's not easy for Xiaoqi to beg me. I have to do it for her. With that, Shen Jianchuan opened the door and walked out. Old Lin lived next door to the father and son. At that moment, he stood in front of the floor-to-ceiling glass with a serious face. He was even more worried than old Shen and old Lin, because he was still worried about Lin Mu and Lu Qianqian. Uncle Lin, do you want to play chess? Old Master Lin turned to look at Shen Jianchuan and nodded. Your Highness. He was feeling vexed, and he needed to vent his frustrations. Thus, the two of them sat down on chairs and had someone prepare a chessboard. However, Old Master Lin lost 3 games in a row. In the end, he decided to act shamelessly. Brat, you've been lying in bed for so many years. Why are you still so smart? Uncle Lin is absent-minded. Is there something bothering him? Why don't you tell me and let the younger generation help you solve your problems? Shen Jianchuan smiled. After seeing Uncle Lu today, both you and Dad didn't look good. However, you're even more gloomy than Dad. I guess there might be something else. Old Master Lin was stunned for a moment. He pointed at Shen Jianchuan and said, You're still so meticulous. I do have something else. You also have a daughter, so you should be able to understand. I only have one grandson, Lin Muan. He and the daughter of the Lu family are about to get engaged, but I still feel uneasy. Is there a reason? Shen Jianchuan took the opportunity to ask. I'm just a central suspicion. Old Master Lin was unwilling to say at first, but after thinking for 2 seconds he sighed. Forget it. You're not an outsider. I just suspect that Lu Qianqian has another man outside, and is in a relationship with another man. Did you bump into him, Uncle Lin? Or did someone tell you something? Earlier at dinner, I saw Muan wearing a cufflink. It was a gift from Qianqian. Today, I saw another man wearing it too. Moreover, he also knows Qianqian. He even called Qianqian's name very intimately. It was also through Qianqian that he found out my identity. If it were you as an elder, what would you think? These are all family matters. It's quite embarrassing, but I know that my grandson only has one girl in his heart. It took me a long time to accept Lu Qianqian. I never thought that such a thing would happen now. How can I bear it? Shen Jianchuan nodded after hearing this. Since it's a doubt, then go and find out. Don't keep it in your heart. Not only will it hurt your body, but what if it's a misunderstanding? But I don't know where to start now. Old Master Lin spread his hands and said, Young people nowadays are really confusing. I don't think that Qianqian is that kind of person. How about this? Chi-Chi has a good relationship with her. I'll let her help you secretly test it out. What do you think? They have a good relationship. What if they collude? Old Master Lin would not fall for this trick. My daughter is not someone who can't tell right from wrong for her friends. If you're worried, then leave this matter to me. I'll help you investigate it. Shen Jianchuan took the initiative to take the task. Is that okay? There's nothing wrong with it, but you have to tell me who that man is. I don't know either. I feel that he's very familiar, as if I've seen him somewhere before. Old Master Lin recalled carefully. I'll tell you when I remember. All right, then don't worry about it anymore. After all, your health is important. Shen Jianchuan dissuaded him. Sai, you're still the most stable. If it weren't for those years, Jianchuan would have been your world long ago. I have a daughter and son-in-law. This is already the best blessing the heavens have given me. Shen Jianchuan did not think much of it. It was a blessing in disguise. Old Master Lin did not say anything else, and started another game of chess with Shen Jianchuan. Perhaps it was because he had opened up the knot in his heart, so he was much more focused. This time, Shen Jianchuan did not win so easily. After returning to his room, Shen Jianchuan looked at the time. It was already close to midnight, so he wanted to wait until the next morning to return his daughter's call. They had never expected that the person who was causing trouble was the Song family. It was Song Buoji. Song Buoji had already planted the seed of suspicion in Old Master Lin's heart. Of course, he would pretend more to make Old Master Lin think that Lu Qianqian had another man outside. Chapter 891. The next morning, Shen Jianchuan called Mu Qiqi early in the morning and told Mu Chichi about Old Master Lin's suspicions. Old Master Lin told me about this out of trust. You can't slap your father in the face and spread the news. Don't worry, Dad. I'll only investigate in secret. Qianqian isn't that kind of person, Mu Chichi answered firmly. Although I don't know what went wrong to make Old Master Lin misunderstand, I think the most important thing is to get him to tell me about the man he bumped into. He hasn't remembered yet. Alright, it's been hard on you, Dad. Mu Chichi was a little apologetic. After all, it was already very awkward for these young girls to be interfered with by their elders. The key is to satisfy my daughter. Be careful. After saying that, Shen Jianchuan hung up. Mu Chichi sat on the bed, her brows tightly furrowed. When Sheng Xiao returned to his room after changing his clothes, he saw Mu Chichi's expression. He immediately reached out and smoothed her brows. Why do you look like that? Mu Chichi sighed and hugged Sheng Xiao's waist. Master Xiao, why are people so complicated? Sheng Xiao gently pushed her away. Then, he held her in his arms and sat her on his lap. Let me hear it. What made you sigh like that? It's about Qianqian. Mu Chichi's face was bitter. Old Master Lin suspects that Qianqian has another man outside, but Qianqian is about to get engaged to Lin Muan. It was because of those two again. Sheng Xiao's eyes darkened a little. After Mu Chichi finished speaking, he said calmly, calling Lin Mu and isn't something you should worry about. I'm afraid that Qianqian will find out. She has her own life and her own path. You shouldn't be her nanny here. With that, Sheng Xiao placed Mu Chichi on the bed. If you don't want to call, I'll do it. I understand. Mu Chichi sighed. According to Sheng Xiao, since it was related to Lu Qianqian, it should be handled by Lin Muan. However, if she told Lin Muan about it, it would be inevitable that something unpleasant would happen between her and old Lin. But Sheng Xiao was right. She should not be involved in this matter. So, on the way to the branch office, Mu Chichi called Lin Muan. Lin Muan didn't pick up the call because he was training. Still, what troubled Mu Chichi was how she should answer Mama Lu about that. Looking at Sheng Xiao beside him, he did not say a word. His expression was not angry, but it was clear that he was sulking because of Mu Chichi's worries, even though he did not say anything. Master Xiao, you're not cute anymore. Are you not embarrassed to be angry at a pregnant woman? Sheng Xiao held her face with his hands and pinched her chin. Do you think my life is too easy? Mu Chichi was stunned for a moment. She took his words to heart. I'm sorry. We're here. Get out of the car. Sheng Xiao's attitude toward her was cold and methodical. Mu Chichi was quiet for a few seconds. She wanted to kiss and hug him, but seeing how angry the man was, she pushed the door open and got out of the car. President, aren't you being too strict with Madam? Su Che could not help but ask Sheng Xiao as he watched Mu Chichi leave. People who need a lesson will always need a lesson. Drive. Sheng Xiao said lightly. In fact, he was already regretting what he said just now. This matter had always been sensitive, especially when it concerned him. He would probably have to think about it for a day. Sure enough, from the moment she entered the branch office, Mu Chichi had been mulling over Sheng Xiao's words several times. She also began to reflect on herself. It seemed that she had really caused a lot of trouble. In the end, it was Sheng Xiao who came forward to solve it. He should be tired too. Thinking of this, Mu Chichi felt guilty. In the future, she really couldn't take on too much responsibility for herself. In the afternoon, Lin Mu and finally took the time to call Mu Chichi during his lunch break. Xiaoqi, I have something to tell you. Mu Chichi put on a serious expression and told him everything from the beginning to the end. She did not leave out a single detail. Now, your grandfather suspects that Qianqian is with another man outside. He must be worried that you will be deceived. So, when Auntie Lu confirmed the date of your engagement, he inevitably hesitated because he had doubts. And Auntie Lu sensed that your grandfather seemed to be regretting it. You see for yourself, what should you do about this matter? Auntie Lu came to me personally, so I asked my father for help. So, pretend that you don't know about this matter. Don't get into a deadlock with your grandfather and expose my father. After Lin Muan heard this, he felt that things were far more complicated than he had imagined. Why would his grandfather think that Qianqian had another man outside. Even if it was a cufflink, even if someone said that he had found out about the old man's identity through Qianqian, could this be enough to prove that Qianqian was two-timing him? Do you believe Qianqian? Of course I believe her. Qianqian gets up early every day and doesn't have time to get to know other men. I can feel her sincerity towards me. Lin Muan said firmly. When two people in love, as long as one of them had a problem and was absent-minded, the other party would definitely notice it. So Lin Muan did not doubt Lu Qianqian at all. That man is the key. I don't know who your grandfather met and why he framed Qianqian. Xiaoqi, leave this matter to me. Since it's my grandfather and fiancé, it's my responsibility to resolve the misunderstanding between them. Lin Muan said to Mu Qiqi. Lin Muan said to Mu Qiqi, I'm going to train soon. I'll think of a way later. Thank you. What about Auntie Lu? I'll talk to her. Lin Muan answered as he changed into his training uniform. Don't worry. After putting down the phone, Lin Muan's handsome face tensed up. His first instinct was that someone did not want him to get engaged to Qianqian. Not only that, but this person also knew everything about him and Qianqian's family. But in his impression, he had never offended such a person. He must not let him find this person. After telling Lin Muan about the matter, Mu Qiqi seemed to relax a little. However, when she thought about her King Yinluo, her face darkened again. She seemed to have to think of a way to coax him. Look, he was already 30 years old. Couldn't he be a little more magnanimous? He was going to be a father soon. He was really stingy. Although she complained, Mu Qiqi knew that she was in the wrong. She did not care about Master Zhao's feelings, so she deserved to be despised by him. Chapter 892. Sheng Xiao had long been used to this thing in his house. She was a troublemaker, but even so, he had never gotten tired of her. It was just that sometimes when he was angry, she didn't even care about herself. After returning to Zhongting, he thought about what Mu Qiqi had said from beginning to end. Usually, other than the internal conflicts in the family, Lu Qianqian and Lin Mu, and had not offended anyone else. But now, it was clear that someone was driving a wedge between Lu Qianqian and Old Man Lin. Why did Sheng Xiao make such a connection? This was because Vice President Qin had told him that Song Buozhi would appear in front of Lu Qianqian, whether intentionally or unintentionally. This meant that Lu Qianqian was indeed one of Song Buozhi's targets. What did he want to do? Or rather, what was his ultimate goal? With this thought in mind, Sheng Xiao sent Shen Jianchuan a picture and told him, Dad, send this photo to Old Man Lin. He might recognize it. Shen Jianchuan was stunned for a moment before he suddenly understood. He moved the phone closer to Old Master Lin. Uncle Lin, take a look. Do you recognize this person? Old Master Lin immediately put on his presbyopic glasses and looked at the phone screen. He realized that this person was the man he had met on the plane. It's him. He's Jinchuan's nouveau riche, the CEO of the Yashang Group Song Buozhi, Shen Jianchuan explained. He's also the enemy of our Shen family. Old Master Lin raised his head in surprise and looked at Shen Jianchuan. When Old Master Shen saw this, he quickly explained, Do you still remember the secret mission I carried out 25 years ago? This is that family. Old Master Lin thought about it carefully and remembered this. So, the Song family is here to seek revenge on you? But this and me. Old Man Lin, the Shen family and the Sheng family rely on each other. There are no gaps for the Song family to exploit, so he wants to target the people around us. Xiaoqi and Lu Qianqian have a good relationship. I think he must have a motive for doing this. You must not be deceived by such a person. But what if Lu Qianqian really has something to do with this man? Even if we can prove that this person is your enemy, it can't prove that Lu Qianqian has nothing to do with him. I'm still afraid that he will use Lu Qianqian to hurt the Lin and Shen families. It was understandable for Old Master Lin to think this way. Shen Jianchuan was stunned for a few seconds before he comforted Old Master Lin. Since Eighth Brother has already noticed this matter, you just have to pretend that you don't know. If he plays tricks again, you will be able to guard against him in time, and not be used by him in the end. That girl, how did she get involved with such a person? Old Lin, Perhaps our Shen family has implicated the girl from the Lu family. If Song Buozhi did not break his hands for revenge, then the people around Muqiqi would be the best breakthrough point. On this point, Song Buozhi was extremely smart. Things are getting more and more complicated. I hope it has nothing to do with that girl. Then, Shen Jianchuan replied to Sheng Xiao. The person who created the fog for old Master Lin was Song Buozhi. He pretended that he had a close relationship with Lu Qianqian to make old Lin misunderstand. In the end, the marriage between Lu Qianqian and Lin Muan would fall through. If Song Buozhi really achieved his goal, then the relationship between Lu Qianqian and the little thing. This Song Buozhi was really a poisonous snake. He could even think of such a trick. Since he knew the crux of the matter, as long as he proved that Lu Qianqian and Song Buozhi did not know each other, he would be able to clear Lu Qianqian's name in front of Old Master Lin. Old Master Lin was concerned about two things. One was the cufflinks, and the other was that Song Buozhi was pretending to be intimate with Lu Qianqian. Thinking of this, Sheng Xiao gave Vice President Qin a call and talked about the cufflinks. President Sheng, this cufflink was given to CEO Lu by someone from the design company. They said that there are only 2 of them in the world. Go and find out who the other cufflink was given to and how it was given. Pay attention, I want evidence, Sheng Xiao instructed. I'll go to London as soon as possible. Vice President Qin was a smart person and did not need Sheng Xiao to give him too many instructions. Then, Sheng Xiao hung up the phone. However, when he saw the few numbers that had been dialed on his phone, he laughed self-deprecatingly and said that it was none of his business. He had been taught well by that thing. In the evening, Sheng Xiao was still in a meeting at Zhongting. However, the special ringtone made him focus on his phone. It was a text message from Muqiqi. President Sheng, I've already booked a seat at the restaurant. Please do me the honor of watching the night view with me tonight. Unaccountably solicitous. A few words immediately flashed through Sheng Xiao's mind. However, in the eyes of others, the moment he picked up his phone, he did not look like the usual swift and decisive Sheng Xiao. There was only one person who could make him show such gentleness. It was his pregnant bride Muqiqi. Sheng Xiao looked at the text message, but did not reply. Muqiqi immediately sent a second message. Master Xiao, I've booked the best seat. Did I agree to let you go out? Just book the seat. Sheng Xiao poured a bucket of cold water on her. You're becoming more and more unscrupulous. Just once, just once. Sheng Xiao shook his head and put down his phone. He coughed lightly. After nightfall, Lin Mu and returned to his dormitory to rest. He saw several messages from Lu Qianqian. When we go home this weekend, we'll go pick out a dress. She even added a smiley face. Lin Muan looked at the messages and felt very upset. However, he still hid his complicated feelings and called Lu Qianqian. You're not off work yet? Yes, Lu Qianqian said. Now that I have Vice President Qin, I feel much better. Don't be so smug. Since you're off work, stay at home and accompany me. Otherwise, when you marry into the Lin family, I'll feel very empty. I won't. Silly girl. Just treat it as doing it for me. I also want to be filial to your family. Alright, since you're so filial, I'll reluctantly agree. After hearing Lin Muan's words, Lu Qianqian was even more certain that she did not love the wrong person. Be good and wait for me to come back. There was a hidden meaning in Lin Muan's words, but Lu Qianqian did not understand the deeper meaning. Lu Qianqian would never have thought that there would be so many hidden dangers behind the engagement ceremony that she had been looking forward to. And the culprit Song Buozhi was currently in a hotel in Luohai, discussing with his god-brother, who he did not approve of, how to make that Lu person die. Dad, are you muddle-headed? Why did you call this person here? To make him collude with the Sheng family? When Song Jiang heard this, he glared at him. He's my son now, your brother. At the Yashang group reception, he offered tea. Have you forgotten? Chapter 893. Sheng Kai did not care about Song Buozhi's provocation. Instead, he said to Song Jiang, Godfather, that person surnamed Lu is already seriously ill. He doesn't have long to live. Letting him die won't make you truly happy. Song Jiang thought about it carefully and nodded. He rubbed his chin and said to Sheng Kai, "Continue. I've already read the information you gave me. This person surnamed Lu has a total of 3 sons, and all of them are rebellious. However, these 3 sons are that person's flesh and blood. If we really want to make him feel bad, we have to start with his 3 sons." "That's right," Song Jiang praised. "Akai, you're very thoughtful. Back then, that scumbag made me suffer so much that the descendants of the Song family couldn't return to their roots. Now I want to let him have a taste of the same thing. It's easy to say, but what about doing it?" Song Buoji looked at Sheng Kai with a mocking smile. "Of his 3 sons, one likes to gamble, one likes to fool around with scoundrels, and the other likes to play with women all day long. They're full of flaws. It's very easy to set them up to commit crimes. Did Xiaoji teach you that?" Because in Song Buoji's heart, the men of the Sheng family, especially this man, were completely useless. "Xiaoji is very smart," Sheng Kai replied. His attitude was equivalent to telling Song Jiang that he was easy to control, especially by women. After Song Jiang heard this, a different expression appeared on his face. "Speaking of which, Xiaoji is alone in Jianchuan. She's quite lonely. Call her over to help you and in this person as soon as possible. Of course, in 2 days, I have to visit Lu. After so many years, I have to tell him that the Song family isn't extinct. Also, Buoji, what about what I asked you to do? Don't worry about me. When the time comes, I'll naturally give you a satisfactory answer." Song Buoji was very confident. Once some chess games started, there was no turning back. It all depended on when the thorn in old Master Lin's heart would flare up. It was only after the candlelight dinner that Mu Qiqi found out from Sheng Xiao that the man who was causing trouble behind the scenes was Song Buoji. After hearing Sheng Xiao's words, she almost jumped up. What does he want to do? There's no hatred between the Lu family and the Song family. Why is he harassing old Master Lin? Sheng Xiao knew her temper, so he pressed her down and hugged her again. "He's not going for the Lu family, he's going for you." After listening to Sheng Xiao's reminder, Mu Qiqi thought about it for a few seconds and finally figured out the crux of it. "Because I was hiding and not giving him a chance to hurt me, so he turned his attention to the people around me, right? If Qianqian really breaks up with Lin because of this, Shi Muan and Lin Shi and Mu Shi I will do Shi and Lin Xiao Qian Xiao Mu. Of Xiao didn't about her, and Xiao but Lin Qian. Half to him. Xiao and Xiao and said, Mu. Sheng Xiao ignored her strange guess. I've already asked Vice President Qin to go to London to investigate the origins of the cufflinks. She'll give me a reply in 2 days at most. After hearing Sheng Xiao's words, Mu Qiqi quickly wrapped her arms around his neck and flattered him. Master Xiao, you're really far-sighted. You've even thought of this. Sheng Xiao looked at her with a teasing expression. So, can you get off my leg? I'm much heavier now. How can this Song Buoji compare to you? It's not a man's business. Mu Qiqi commented as she got down from his lap. She did not notice Sheng Xiao's comment on her weight. Instead, she sat down beside him. I don't have many people around me. This time it's Qianqian. What about next time? Feng Shanshan was protected by Tang Yen, so Song Buoji did not want to trouble her. In that case, there was another person by her side that was easy to deal with, and that was Su Zipei. Mu Qiqi's expression changed at that thought, and her gaze on Sheng Xiao sharpened. It seemed like Sheng Xiao knew what she was thinking. That bastard dares to touch my aunt. I'll make sure he can't have sex for the rest of his life. How are you going to make him impotent? The scalpel that mommy gave me is very sharp. With a raise of my hand, I guarantee that he... Sheng Xiao pinched her face. You've seen a lot of men's important parts, haven't you? Those are all corpses. Who would be in the mood to pay attention to that? Mu Qiqi quickly explained. Don't worry, they're not as majestic as you. By the second half of his sentence, Sheng Xiao's face had completely darkened. If she was not pregnant, he would really want to press her on the bed and spank her until her butt was red and swollen. Master Xiao, when Qianqian's matter is over, I'll go out as usual. I won't hide at home anymore. I already feel very guilty for implicating Qianqian and Mu Qiqi. If I drag my aunt down too, I'll be very sad. My safety can't be exchanged for other people's happiness or safety. It won't be easy to resolve this matter. Old Master Lin was too suspicious. Moreover, he did not think highly of Lu Qianqian. However, if Lin Muan was determined, it would have nothing to do with Old Master Lin. The key was that Old Master Lin had already reconciled with Lu Qianqian. But now, Song Buozhi had ruined the trust between the two of them. If Song Buozhi wants to put on an act, he has many ways to do so. It's impossible to guard against him. But Qianqian and Lin Mu are getting engaged at the beginning of next month. Now I can understand why that scumbag Song would think of such a method. He has indeed abused me. Sheng Xiao tilted his head to look at her and gave her a hug. Mu Qiqi threw herself into the hug, feeling uncomfortable. If Qianqian and Lin Mu can't be happy because of me, I won't be at ease for the rest of my life. Sheng Xiao knew that this little thing had always valued friendship. She would rather suffer herself than implicate others. Now that Song Buozhi had seized the little thing's personality and abused her with all his might, it was indeed unexpected. Go tell Lu Qianqian. If I were her, I wouldn't want to be kept in the dark, because we all hate deception and betrayal the most. After hearing Sheng Xiao's words, Mu Qiqi nodded. Master Xiao, I understand. On the path of life, Master Xiao was her lighthouse. Many of the concepts of right and wrong were taught to her by this man, and she had never seen a man more meticulous than Sheng Xiao. Thinking of this, she hugged him even tighter. Master Xiao, do you know? It's because I care too much about you that I'm worried about myself and the baby. If I were alone, I wouldn't be able to hide at home and not go out. I'm afraid that you'll be worried, sad, and lonely in the future. I can't be by your side. That day won't come, Sheng Xiao said directly. Chapter 894. Sheng Xiao did not answer, because deep in his heart, if this little thing really disappeared from this world, he would not be able to continue living. If his soul was taken away, was there any meaning in living? No. Don't worry. Whether we live or die, we will be together. Mu Qiqi seemed to understand the meaning behind Sheng Xiao's words. She said, I'm very selfish towards you. I don't want other women to appear by your side. You are mine alone. Me too. Sheng Xiao looked at Mu Qiqi seriously. Then I'll go and meet Qianqian tomorrow. I don't want to wait until things get out of hand. Mu Qiqi said firmly to Sheng Xiao. Sheng Xiao did not say anything. He carried her back to the room. The two of them lay naked in the bathtub. Sheng Xiao subconsciously touched Mu Qiqi's belly. It's still early. Sheng Xiao still touched it gently. It was as if at this moment, he could feel the word bloodline. This was his child, the fruit of him and the little thing. Mu Qiqi slowly fell asleep in that gentle caress. The next morning, Mu Qiqi did not go to the Jianchuan branch office. Instead, she asked Su Che to send her to the Su family. Lu Qianqian was about to go out when she saw Mu Qiqi. She was surprised. Why are you here? It's still early in the morning. Can't I come to see the bride-to-be? Are you going to work now? Can you give me half an hour? I have something to tell you. Mu Qiqi held her hand. Not just half an hour. I can give you the whole day, pregnant woman. With that, Lu Qianqian pulled Mu Qiqi to the living room of the Lu family. Mama Lu panicked when she saw Mu Qiqi. She knew how happy her daughter had been recently. But what if Mu Qiqi brought bad news? What should she do? Lu Qianqian saw that the two of them were exchanging glances, as if there was a secret. She smiled. Mommy, am I not your biological daughter? Qiqi is? Auntie, you should listen too. Mu Qiqi said to Mama Lu after sitting down on the sofa. All right. The three of them sat down in the living room. Lu Qianqian was surprised by Mu Qiqi's expression. Why do you look like this? What's wrong? Qianqian, I came to hurt you today. Mu Qiqi held Lu Qianqian's hand. Although I don't know if this is the right thing to do, I don't want to lie to you and our friendship. What is it? Tell me first, Lu Qianqian said anxiously. Old man Lin, I thought you and Song Buozhi were in a relationship. Under Lu Qianqian's shocked expression, Mu Qiqi told Lu Qianqian the whole story. Yesterday, we found out that the person behind this was Song Buozhi. He targeted you to attack me. I implicated you and Lin Muan. Lu Qianqian lowered her head and thought for a while before realizing that she had been misunderstood by old Lin. Mama Lu also understood why old Lin reacted that way when he heard about the wedding date of the two children. Last night, I couldn't sleep. I was really afraid of implicating you, so I came here today to tell you about it. I just hope that you'll be mentally prepared. We'll definitely fight back against Song Buozhi, and I'll definitely clarify things with old Lin. However, I feel very sorry for making you suffer such injustice. After Lu Qianqian heard this, she suddenly smiled and said to Mu Qiqi, his grandfather didn't trust me to begin with. Even if it wasn't for Song Buozhi's interference, he might suspect me because of other things in the future. Xiao Qi, this has nothing to do with you. Qianqian. Although I really hope to get his grandfather's approval and support, if there's a trace of reluctance, Lin Muan and I won't be happy. Actually, I want to thank you for letting me know his grandfather's true thoughts. Let that Song guy come. As long as Lin Muan trusts me, it doesn't matter if others misunderstand. If he thinks that this can sow discord between us, then he's looking down on me too much. You and Master Xiao helped us a lot when my father passed away. Even now, Zhongting is supporting the Lu Corporation. I don't want to be a selfish person. So Xiao Qi, you don't have to be afraid. I didn't do it, and I don't have to be afraid. At first, Mama Lu was worried that Lu Qianqian would break down after finding out about this. However, after hearing her words, Mama Lu was relieved. Qianqian, you've really grown up. It's nothing. I can still wait, Lu Qianqian said calmly. So, Xiao Qi, you really don't have to worry about facing that scumbag head-on. Mu Qiqi sighed and hugged Lu Qianqian tightly. The last thing I want is to see the people around me get hurt. Qianqian, you're so nice. Are you silly? We've been together for so many years. Who are you? Lu Qianqian smiled. Actually, you could have just told me about this over the phone. Why did you come all the way here? There's really no need. Don't tire the little baby in your stomach. If I don't tell you in person, I won't be able to sleep or eat in peace. You're just silly. After Lu Qianqian finished scolding her, she picked up another call and said to Mu Qiqi, let's go. I'll send you back. There's an important meeting at the Lu Corporation. It's on the way. Mu Qiqi did not expect Lu Qianqian to be so magnanimous. She did not blame her at all. However, just because others did not blame her did not mean that she was right. Song Buozhi, that scumbag. It was fine if he touched her, but if he touched the people around her, he would definitely regret hurting Qianqian today. Soon, Lu Qianqian sent Mu Qiqi back to the Banyan courtyard. Then she went straight to the Lu Corporation. After the meeting, she called Lin Muan at noon. Scumbag, why don't we cancel our engagement? When Lin Muan heard this, he was stunned. Why do you say that? Who told you what? So you do know that I didn't do anything, and I'm not breaking up with you. Don't be nervous. I just feel that since your grandfather hasn't truly accepted me, I can continue to wait. Otherwise, even if we hold an engagement ceremony, I won't get the blessings I deserve, Lu Qianqian said seriously. In the morning, Qiqi came to apologize to me with her stomach propped up. She said that she had implicated me. I know her. She would rather get hurt than let the people around her be sad. I can't let her be sad too, can I? So, I've decided to cancel the engagement and wait for your grandfather to fully accept me. What do you think? Although it was said that Song Buozhi was behind it, this truly showed how little trust old Master Lin had in Lu Qianqian. Actually, they understood in their hearts. Even if it wasn't Song Buozhi, if there was something else in the future, he would still use it as a pretext to make Qianqian feel uncomfortable. Chapter 895. The old man will be back soon. I'll have a good talk with him. Little Chili, you're right. Marriage isn't about making do. I don't want you to suffer like this. Don't worry, I understand. After saying this, Lin Muan laughed in a low voice. Why are you laughing? Have you become stupid from the stimulation? No, I just feel that my little Chili is becoming more and more mature and steady. I'm not worthy of you. Are you as stupid as Qiqi? What's there to be worthy of? It's all because I love you. After saying the last 3 words, Lu Qianqian's face couldn't help but turn red. After Lin Muan heard this, he laughed even more. I'll work harder and be the man you can rely on. The two chatted for a while more before hanging up. However, after thinking for a moment, Lin Muan called the old man again. When are you returning to Jianchuan? I'll be there tonight, Old Master Lin replied. Okay, be safe. Lin Muan didn't say that he would go home tonight, because this matter was very complicated. When he saw the old man, he would make his attitude clear. Of course, fortunately, Vice President Qin had already obtained evidence from the business partner. Of course, she called Sheng Xiao directly. CEO Sheng, those two cufflinks were prepared by Song Boji. He deliberately arranged the whole show. Do you have evidence? I have a recording, Vice President Qin replied. I'll send it to you first. Send it directly to Lu Qianqian and Lin Muan. They already know about this, Sheng Xiao answered as he held his phone. Okay. Vice President Qin hung up and sent the recording to Lu Qianqian. After Lu Qianqian heard it, she asked her assistant to translate it. Only then did she know what Vice President Qin had been doing abroad. It turned out that she had gone to get evidence under Sheng Xiao's orders. Although this evidence couldn't completely prove her innocence, at the very least, she had to let Old Master Lin know that the cufflinks were a trap in itself. Lu Qianqian also sent a copy of the recording to Lin Muan. After listening to it, Lin Muan said, "That's great." He had originally planned to go home at night and have a good talk with the old man as a man. Now that he had evidence, it was even more perfect. Old Master Lin ended his trip to Luohai and arrived at the airport. This time, he was afraid that he would meet Song Boji, or the Song family again. Because he didn't know who to trust now. The seed of doubt had already sprouted in the depths of his heart. Fortunately, it was quiet along the way. It was 9 o'clock in the evening when he returned to Jianchuan. When he entered the house, the butler said to him, "Sir, young master is waiting for you in the living room." Young master? Old Master Lin took off his coat and entered the living room. When he saw Lin Mu and sitting on the sofa, he frowned slightly. "Shouldn't you be at the police academy? I applied for leave." Lin Muan looked up at the old man. "I just said that you're sensible, and now you're breaking the rules? Do you think the police academy is a place you can enter and leave whenever you want?" "Grandpa, you know why I came back." Lin Mu and put his palms together and placed them on the bridge of his nose. "Qianqian told me today that she wants to cancel the engagement. How can such a big event be canceled just like that? Is this child's play to you?" "It's precisely because it's not child's play that we have to be careful. Even if Grandpa can hide his suspicions about her and watch us get engaged, she doesn't want our marriage to not receive the true blessings of the elders." After Old Master Lin heard this, he frowned and stared at Lin Muan. After a long while he asked, "Do you trust her that much?" "I trust her," Lin Muan said firmly as he looked at Old Master Lin. "You're at the police academy, and she's in the world of women. Why do you trust her?" Old Master Lin asked again. "Yes, I do suspect that she's in contact with other men. After all, Grandpa, I should have known that you didn't truly accept Qianqian from the bottom of your heart. Even if it wasn't for someone else today, you would have made things difficult for her, because of something else in the future. Forget it. Let's not make things difficult for each other." Lin Muan truly understood what Old Master Lin was thinking. Originally, Qianqian thought that you were very happy to accept her. But now it seems that you're still very far from that step. Since you've been tired for a few days, have a good rest today. I'll go back to the police academy first. After saying that, Lin Muan got up from the sofa. However, Old Master Lin stopped him. "Have you ever thought that I'm so worried because of you? I'm just afraid that you'll be deceived. After I, Lin Muan, left the Lin family, I was alone and had nothing. What could she lie to me about?" Lin Muan turned around and asked Old Master Lin, "Grandpa, the human heart is made of flesh. Originally, I came to clarify the matter of the cufflinks with you, but I feel that you don't respect Qianqian from the bottom of your heart, so I won't do anything unnecessary. Take care." After saying that, Lin Muan walked forward without any intention of turning back. Old Master Lin sat on the sofa uncomfortably. When did he ever want to be so domineering? However, he only had one grandson, Lin Mu, and forget it. If one day this brat was really deceived, he would have asked for it. After Lin Mu left the Lin family, he immediately returned to the police academy. However, on the way, he called Lu Qianqian. Everything has been settled. You're not angry with your grandfather, are you? Silly Pepper, he doesn't even believe you. And you're still worried for him. He only has you as his grandson. And outsiders have all kinds of ways to make him misunderstand. Isn't it normal for him to be worried? Lu Qianqian said understandingly. Think about it. If your daughter is deceived in the future, what will you do? Break that man's legs. Lin Muan, give us more time. Also, that Song guy made me suffer such injustice. I just want to smash his head. When Lin Muan heard this, he had an idea. He had been secretly set up by that Song guy before. But now they were all on guard. If that scumbag wanted to cause any more news, he would definitely help him. Was the Lin family easy to bully? However, to everyone's surprise, old Master Lin called Mama Lu that night. The engagement ceremony will be held as usual. Mama Lu was very puzzled. What was this old man thinking? However, he only replied, "You believe in your daughter, and I believe in my grandson." Since the matter had been exposed, there was nothing to worry about. Mama Lu asked Lu Qianqian what she thought. What do you think? Chapter 896. Then let's hold it as usual. Lu Qianqian nodded. Qianqian, think it through. I've thought it through. Lu Qianqian smiled at Mama Lu. Mommy, Grandpa Lin is also trying to trust me. I can't let him down. All right then. Mama Lu agreed, and said a few more words to Old Master Lin before hanging up. What Old Master Lin means is that your engagement ceremony has to be a big one. Invite all the rich families in Jianchuan. Then, I'll have to trouble you, Mommy. Mama Lu looked at her daughter gently. Her heart ached for her. What's there to be troubled about? This is a major event in your life. Even if Mommy is busy, I'm willing. Thank you, Mommy. Lu Qianqian reached out and hugged Mama Lu. Things had returned to the starting point. But everyone knew that Song Buozhi was in the middle. This man had pretended to be intimate with Lu Qianqian and almost lured them into a trap. If it weren't for Vice President Qin's timely discovery, perhaps Old Master Lin would have continued to be deceived, and the others would have been confused. Mu Qiqi then learned that Lu Qianqian and Lin Mu and were going to hold their engagement ceremony as usual. However, this time, everyone had a tacit understanding that Song Buozhi wouldn't fall for it. Luohai Airport. Sheng Kai was at the airport to pick her up. When he saw Song Qiaoji appear at the exit, he immediately went up to her, hugged her waist, and took her suitcase. Thank you for your hard work. Didn't Dad want me to stay in Jianchuan to restrain you? Why did he agree to let me come over? Don't worry about the specific reason. The danger of dying has been resolved. With that, Sheng Kai opened the car door for Song Qiaoji. On the way back to the hotel, Sheng Kai explained why Song Jiang had asked her to come over. Kai, you're actually very smart. Since I've left the Sheng family, I have to find my own way out, Sheng Kai said seriously. Tonight, I've already dug a hole for the eldest young master of the Lu family. It's very easy to call the police. Are you sure? Don't worry, Sheng Kai replied. The Shen family wouldn't be able to interfere if they didn't deal with Lu directly. Moreover, the three sons of the surnamed Lu were all scum. It was only a matter of time before they were dealt with. The father and son of the Song family were waiting to watch the good show that Sheng Kai had arranged. Otherwise, when they went to the hospital to visit their old friends tomorrow, they would not have any gifts to present because Song Buozhi was about to return to Jianchuan. After all, the Lu and Lin families had already announced that they were about to get married. Even so, he still believed that Old Master Lin's suspicions had not been dispelled. Of course, it was also good that they were engaged. At that time, he could send a big gift to the newlyweds. In the afternoon at the hospital, Shen Jianchuan and Old Master Shen stayed in the ward all day to prevent the Song family from taking advantage of the situation. However, they could guard against the Song family, but they could not guard against the Lu family. Where did you go? You're only back now. Old Master Shun had originally asked Shen Jianchuan to get the food, but Shen Jianchuan was nowhere to be seen. The eldest son of the Lu family came to ask Mr. Lu for money again. I stopped him outside the hospital. He's really nothing. Old Master Shen said this angrily, and turned to look at the old man who was breathing in oxygen on the bed. I don't think the Song family needs to put in any effort. The Song family's efforts naturally won't be spent on Mr. Lu, Shen Jianchuan said with a hidden meaning. After all, those 3 children are too easy to use. Then we'll keep it a secret. Dad, if something really happens to those 3 children, Mr. Lu will regret it. Old man Shen could only sigh deeply. Even though the 2 of them had personally stood guard here, they were not members of the Lu family, and they were not people that old man Lu cared about. I hope the Song family still has a trace of conscience. What was conscience? The Song family did not know about this because that night, eldest young Master Lu, who had just asked for money during the day, was detained by the police for gathering a crowd to gamble, because it involved a large amount of money, and because he had organized a minor to be involved. Just these 2 points were enough for him to be severely punished. After Mama Lu found out, she immediately ran over to contact her ex-husband. However, when she reached the entrance of the hospital, she was stopped by Shen Jianchuan. Uncle Lu is critically ill. Even if it's a death, I hope Madam will show mercy. Mama Lu glared at Shen Jianchuan and pointed at him. My son has already been arrested. I don't care if he's critically ill or not. If he can think of a way to get my son out, then it'll be easy. If he can't, I'll come to the hospital every day to cause trouble. Sister-in-law, you 2 used to be a loving couple, Old Master Shen said, unable to bear it. Why do you have to force him into a corner? You soldiers don't know my pain. He owes me. Even if I have 10 lifetimes, I won't be able to repay him. Dad, Madam and I will go and see if we can bail him out first. Shen Jianchuan stood in front of the 2 of them and said, Go ahead. Old Master Shen could not be bothered to pester Mama Lu. Mama Lu snorted. She knew that Old Master Shen's status was not low, so she left the hospital with Shen Jianchuan. Then the Song family officially appeared. The nurse came to inform Old Master Shen. Old Master Lu has a visitor. It's his 2nd son. Should we let him come up? They're all born enemies. Old Master Shen sighed helplessly. Let him come up. In fact, the 2nd young master of the Lu family was only being manipulated by the Song family to lure Old Master Shen out. When Old Master Shen heard that the 2nd young master of the Lu family had caused trouble at the entrance of the hospital, he could only follow him down to deal with it. The bodyguards also followed. Then, the Song family came to Old Master Lu's ward without any obstruction. Song Jiang adjusted his suit jacket, and then sat in front of Old Master Lu's bed. Chief Lu, do you still remember me? I'm Song Jiang. The old man wearing the oxygen mask immediately reacted, but he could not move. Don't worry, I won't do anything to you. I came here today mainly to let you know that I'm still alive. Since we've known each other for a while, of course I have to come and see how you're doing. I didn't expect you to be so miserable in your later years. How disappointing. Don't worry, I won't take revenge on you because your sons are paying off your debts for you. Your eldest son has already been detained because he gathered a crowd to gamble last night. After that, he will be in prison for 3 years. Your 2nd son bumped into someone downstairs just now. I think he will probably face a lawsuit. Your youngest son. At this point Song Jiang laughed. Guess, will something happen to him if he plays with women? After the old man on the bed heard this, he began to struggle. His eyes widened, his heartbeat quickened. His breathing also became very rapid. Chapter 897. Song Jiang was overjoyed to see his enemy living such a miserable life. So before he left he said, the consequence of causing other people's family to be ruined is that your own family will be ruined as well. Don't worry, there is still the Shen family to accompany you. With that, Song Jiang left the ward with the Song family's son and daughter. Song Boji was cold-blooded enough. There was no expression on his face. On the other hand, Song Qiaoji felt that this father and son were really crazy. They did not even let go of such a weak old man. Soon, the bodyguards of the Shin family came back, but the nurses found that the old man was in critical condition and immediately sent him to the emergency room. Old Master Shin took care of second young Master Lu's matter and dragged him back to the ward. When he found that Master Lu was in the middle of emergency treatment, he was also stunned. "Weren't you guarding here just now? I thought old Shin needed protection, so I followed him. In the future, without my orders, you will guard this door. Don't let anyone in, understand?" The bodyguard nodded seriously. This mess of the Lu family is really troublesome. Grandpa Shin turned around and looked at the second young master of the Lu family. If it was his child, he would have kicked him to death long ago, so that he would not be left alive to harm others. After half a day, Shin Jianchuan returned to the hospital. Then he said to old Master Shin, "There's no way to get bail pending trial. The Song family did it. After all, we're in someone else's territory. We don't have the right to speak. She's already like this, but the Song family still doesn't plan to let her go." Old Master Shin sighed. "And she has 3 sons like this. How can she not get sick?" "Dad, I have an idea now. Bring Elder Lu back to Jianchuan to recuperate. At least he can keep his life. When he's awake, we can deal with the matters of our sons. What do you think?" "That's the only thing we can do now. At least in Jianchuan, the Song family wouldn't dare to be so arrogant." Grandpa Shin sneered. "You will arrange the specific schedule. Don't let anyone know, especially his sons. Don't worry about that." On the other side, Song Jiang felt that he had gotten his revenge and was in a good mood. Even the way he looked at Sheng Kai softened a lot, even though he was usually very kind in front of Sheng Kai. "Kai, you did well this time. In the future, follow me and do a good job." "I'm just taking advantage of Qiaoji," Sheng Kai said. "It's all Qiaoji's plan. That's enough. You two are one, so there's no need to differentiate between you and me. Find some time to hold the wedding, so that I can have a grandson sooner." It was obvious that Song Jiang was very happy, so Sheng Kai's freedom and power would increase accordingly. When Song Buji saw this, he could not help but sneer. "Old Song, you have to understand that I'm your biological son. He's a member of the Sheng family. Godfather, you gave me a new life. You are my second parent." Sheng Kai retorted calmly. "I'm only where I am now because Godfather took care of me. Moreover, I have Qiaoji now. I'm satisfied." "Well said." Song Jiang laughed happily. "With you guys helping me, I'll definitely get twice the result with half the effort." However, under the cover of the night, the Shin family had already brought Elder Lu to Jianchuan. It wasn't easy for him to save his life. When Elder Lu woke up, he wanted to go home to save his son, but old Master Shin stopped him. "Take care of your body first before you go back to save them. Otherwise, the 4 of you will be finished." With old Master Shin's words, the old man finally calmed down. Because he remembered Song Jiang's proud tone, he would not let Song Jiang get what he wanted. In the wee hours of the morning, the plane landed in Jianchuan. Then, Sheng Xiao sent a car to pick them up, keeping a low profile as much as possible. Mu Qiqi only saw Sheng Xiao return home in the middle of the night. Her eyes were sleepy. "Where did you go?" "To pick up Dad and Grandpa." Sheng Xiao returned to the bedside, hugged Mu Qiqi and coaxed her. "Go to sleep." Mu Qiqi was only half awake. After being coaxed by Sheng Xiao, she fell asleep again. It was not until she woke up in the morning that she remembered that her man had gone out last night. So she quickly found the man who was changing his clothes, hugged his waist and asked, "What happened?" After some effort, Sheng Xiao told Mu Qiqi what had happened. In short, the Song family had fanned the flames for their so-called hatred. Under the banner of revenge, they were punishing what they thought was a criminal. This Elder Lu used to be Grandpa's boss. After he retired, his life was miserable. Because his 3 sons were disappointing, and his ex-wife was stirring up trouble. This old man had several heart surgeries. One unfilial descendant is enough of a headache. 3. Mu Qiqi felt her scalp tingle when she thought about it. The Song family used these 3 people to create trouble, so Grandpa and Dad simply brought them back. Mu Qiqi nodded. She felt that the Song family was really shameless. Song Jiang was completely distorting the truth, and his son was so annoying that she wanted to vomit. That's good too. Dad and Grandpa must have their own considerations. However, this family is so arrogant. Are we really not going to deal with them? Mu Qiqi was a little angry. Thinking about Qianqian makes me very angry. Who said we're not going to deal with them? Sheng Xiao lowered his head and looked at her indifferently. When Lu Qianqian got engaged, do you think Song Buozhi would be able to endure it? A shameless person is invincible. Mu Qiqi snorted. Sheng Xiao looked down and realized that she was not even wearing shoes, so he carried her and placed her on the sofa. I think you're the invincible one. Is it difficult for you to get out of bed and put on shoes? Mu Qiqi looked down and quickly shook her head. It's not difficult. It's just that the weather is getting hotter and hotter. It's cooler to step like this, so you can go barefoot. Huh. Sheng Xiao looked at her dangerously. It won't happen again. I promise. Sheng Xiao did not say anything else. He just squatted down and slowly put on Mu Qiqi's slippers. Mu Qiqi paused and quickly said, I'll know how to wear them in the future. Don't do this. What do I do? Put on shoes for you? The man did not think much of it. He did not feel that there was anything taboo about putting on shoes for his wife. Yes, my man will do great things. Taking advantage of his half-squatting state, Mu Qiqi quickly wrapped her arms around his neck. Don't think so much about it. Sheng Xiao stood up and went out. Pack up. Are we still going to the branch office? Master Xiao, I think we can lure the snake out of its hole at Qianqian's engagement party and teach Song Buozhi a lesson. I've never hated a man so much. He's so annoying. Sheng Xiao walked in front. He really didn't want to listen to her chattering. However, it was necessary to teach him a lesson. Chapter 898. The Song family found out that Elder Lu was missing the next night. Song Jiang really did not expect that the Shen family would actually take him away without a sound. It seems like they don't even want to care about their son. Song Jiang smashed his cup, his heart filled with anger. Shen family, good job. Godfather, there's no need to be angry. Even if this Lu guy hides for a while, he won't be able to hide for a lifetime. Sooner or later, he'll have to come out and face it. Sheng Kai quickly tried to persuade him. After all, there's no cure for his illness. I want to make him suffer. He's just hidden by the Shen family. But that doesn't mean he doesn't suffer. I want to see him suffer. Song Jiang had never shown his anger in front of Sheng Kai. This person was good at disguising his emotions and had always greeted people with a smile. But this time he was really angry. I didn't do my job well. Please punish me, Godfather. Sheng Kai pulled Song Jiang's rationality back. He took a deep breath and calmed himself down. This has nothing to do with you. The Shen family is too cunning. Even I didn't expect them to hide him. You and Xiaoji continued to set up a trap and let the Lu family cause a ruckus. I want to see how long that Lu guy can endure. Got it, Godfather. We'll return to Jianchuan tomorrow, Song Jiang said to Song Buozhi. Song Buozhi sat at the side. From beginning to end, he did not say a word. It was as if he was watching a show. He had long said that Sheng Kai did not know how to do things. But this old man did not listen. He continued to believe that one day, this old man would be betrayed by Sheng Kai. Late at night, Jianchuan was sultry. Mu Qiqi was wearing a white cotton dress. She held hands with Sheng Xiao and went to the Shen family's house. Now, Elder Lu was placed in the Shen family's courtyard. The family doctor was always there. Mu Qiqi wanted to see this old man. She heard that he had saved old Master Shen's life. Because he was seriously ill, the oxygen mask could not be removed from his body. Therefore, when Mu Qiqi saw the old man, he was lying on the bed and could not move. Why are you here? Shen Jianchuan was guarding Elder Lu's room. When he saw his daughter and son-in-law, he quickly got up. Come and take a look. Mu Qiqi pointed at the old man in the room. How is he now? My body has just stabilized, but I'm still worried about my 3 sons, so I'm not in a good mood, Shen Jianchuan replied. You're pregnant, so don't go to places with a strong smell of medicine. I've also heard about what happened to the 3 young masters of the Lu family. The old man was completely dragged down by his own son. Mu Qiqi entered Elder Lu's room without hesitation and sat down beside his bed. Grandpa Lu, I'm the granddaughter of the Shen family. When Shen Jianchuan saw that Mu Qiqi and Elder Lu were chatting, he looked a little helpless. Sheng Xiao, on the other hand, was used to the little one's nosy personality, so he did not mind at all. He said, Dad, let's go out and have a chat? Shen Jianchuan nodded. Let's go. Now the Song family was still expanding their targets, including the Lu family and the Lin family. Sheng Xiao would not sit idly by when it concerned the Shen family. Should we think of a way to lure him into the trap? Shen Jianchuan understood what Sheng Xiao meant. If they continued to sit back and wait for death, they would only implicate more and more people. Song Buozhi is threatening Qi'er. I won't let him stay in Jianchuan. What do you want to do? Shen Jianchuan asked Sheng Xiao. I have a plan. It'll take a long time, but I'll have the right to speak. Go ahead. The two men discussed the plan to deal with the Song family outside the door, while Mu Qiqi chatted with Elder Lu in the room, although he could only answer with a few words. Elder Lu, it's not that I want to criticize you, but your 3 sons have been spoiled by you. Think about it. They ask you for things endlessly. You can't protect them forever, can you? Instead of doing that, it's better to open up. This way, they know that they don't have a backer, and won't be so unscrupulous. In this life, other than life and death, what other important things can there be? Elder Lu was wearing an oxygen mask, so he couldn't see the little girl clearly. However, he could feel that she was full of wisdom and magnanimity. A moment later, Sheng Xiao entered the room and pulled the little thing. Have you had enough chicken soup? Elder Lu wants to rest. What chicken soup? Which part of what I said wasn't true? Mu Qiqi turned around and glared at Sheng Xiao. Don't you have to enlighten people often? Otherwise they'll be bored. Come over tomorrow if you have time. Sheng Xiao dragged her away. After you got pregnant, your mouth became even more talkative. If you don't like it, then ignore me. Mu Qiqi pursed her lips, her face full of unhappiness. What were you talking about with Dad outside just now? Why did it take so long? We were discussing why your words are getting more and more frequent. Alright, I know you guys are definitely discussing how to deal with the Song family. Mu Qiqi looked at the man beside her disdainfully. Master Xiao, I don't have any other requests. I only have one thing. Don't implicate Qianqian and Lin Muan. I don't want to implicate them. Sheng Xiao brought Mu Qiqi back to the Banyan courtyard. I'll personally go to the Lin family tomorrow. You're going to persuade old Master Lin? He's a stubborn old man. He won't listen to you. Not necessarily. Sheng Xiao interrupted Mu Qiqi with just 2 words. Mu Qiqi leaned into his arms and thought for a while. In the end, she still believed in this man. However, he had to appear for everything. Mu Qiqi felt that the meaning of her existence was only to cause trouble. She felt very guilty. Because of me, you have to run around every day and show up everywhere. I feel that I've committed a great crime. Why didn't you have this kind of awareness when you had a crush on me? Sheng Xiao hugged her and prepared to rest. Don't you know how to say something nice? I've never found it troublesome. Sheng Xiao paused for a while before he spoke. Sometimes I think you're a chatterbox, and sometimes I think you're a troublemaker. However, I've never felt impatient. After Mu Qiqi heard this, she felt satisfied. Actually, I have a lot of things I want to do for you. Enough. If you give birth to the baby safely, I'll consider you a great hero. Sheng Xiao hugged her with one hand and looked at the documents with the other. Go to sleep. If we continue chatting, we won't be able to finish reading these. After Mu Qiqi heard this, she quickly closed her eyes. How did she meet such a wise and mighty man? When Mu Qiqi fell asleep, there was a smile on her lips. The next day, Sheng Xiao asked Su Che to hand over a visitation card to old Master Lin. There were some things that he felt that it was necessary to personally appear. The two of them agreed to have tea in the Lin family's courtyard in the afternoon. Chapter 899. Sheng Xiao did not come alone. He brought Vice President Qin, the Vice President of the Lu Corporation, along with Lu Qianqian's assistant. It was only noon. But Lu Qianqian did not suspect where the two of them were going. Then, Sheng Xiao brought the three of them to the Lin family. When old Master Lin saw Sheng Xiao, for some reason, he felt a sense of awe in his heart. He was an old man, but he actually felt awe for a young man. President Sheng, why did you come to my Lin family? It's because of Lu Qianqian. Sheng Xiao sat down on the chair that old Master Lin had arranged for him. His gaze fell directly on old Master Lin. He said straightforwardly, "This matter started because of Song Boji. I think I have to explain it clearly. I didn't expect Lu Qianqian to be able to get President Sheng to be her lobbyist." Old Master Lin smiled meaningfully. "Of course I'm not here for Lu Qianqian. No one can ask me to be a lobbyist. I just want to tell you the truth. After all, this matter started because of the Shin family. We don't want to implicate others. As for whether old Master Lin believes me or not, we'll talk about it after you see the evidence I sent." When he had a big argument with Lin Muan, the old man had heard him say that he wanted to resolve the misunderstanding between him and Lu Qianqian. However, because he was disappointed, Lin Muan did not produce any evidence. "You're suspicious of Lu Qianqian because of Song Boji's pretense, and because of that cufflink. Vice President Qin, tell old Master Lin what you found in London." Sheng Xiao tilted his head slightly and instructed Vice President Qin. Vice President Qin received the order and explained to old Master Lin. He took out the English recording. "At that time, CEO Lu and I went to London to discuss the cooperation. After the discussion, the partner gave CEO Lu the cufflink and told her that it was designed by their company. Moreover, there were only two of them in the world. At that time, we didn't know that this cufflink would cause such a big commotion. Later, President Sheng asked me to go to London to investigate. Only then did we find out that these two cufflinks were deliberately given to that partner by Song Boji to create an unclear relationship between CEO Lu and Song Boji. This is the recording of that partner. Mr. Lin, you can check it out. There's really no relationship between President Lu and Song Boji." After old Master Lin heard Vice President Qin's explanation and saw the recording, he felt a little more at ease. However, that was not all Sheng Xiao brought, because he was looking at Lu Qianqian's little assistant again. "Hello, old Lin. I'm President Lu's assistant. Ever since President Lu became the chairman of the Lu Corporation, I've been by her side. These are all her itineraries these days. She never knew anyone from the Yashang group. The first time I met this man was the last time I met him. Boss Lu went up the mountain to look for a raw material supplier. Because this man surnamed Song is a friend of the raw material merchant, he agreed to give Chief Lu a chance. However, Chief Lu rejected him on the spot because she doesn't know who this man is." The little assistant told old Lin about Lu Qianqian's whereabouts in great detail, afraid that old Lin would not believe her. Chief Lu and young Master Lin have a really good relationship. Moreover, she's busy until late at night every day. It's impossible for there to be anyone else. Old Lin, please believe in Chief Lu." Old Lin suddenly did not know what to say. So many people had come to prove Lu Qianqian's innocence. Even Sheng Xiao, the great Buddha, had come. Of course, other than these things, Sheng Xiao still had his final trump card. "This is Song Boji's itinerary for the past 6 months. It turns out that before he returned to China, he never knew Lu Qianqian. Why do you have?" Grandpa Lin was shocked when he saw what Sheng Xiao had taken out. "Old Lin, this is not within the scope of today's discussion." Sheng Xiao refused to answer old Lin's question. "If I were you, I would stand firmly on my grandson's side. You probably don't know, but there's an agreement between your grandson and me. I funded him to finish the police academy, and he repaid me with what he wanted. During the time he left the Lin family, he didn't rely on the Lin family to live. Even though he was penniless, he didn't ask the Lu family or Lu Qianqian for a single cent. He didn't take advantage of her because he knew that he was a man. And you, as a grandfather, don't believe in his taste in women. In other words, you're indirectly questioning his pride as a man. He's not a child. He has the ability to judge. He can clearly know whether his lover is loyal to him or not. Do you think a person who can endure hardship in the police academy is still the rich young master in your heart?" "Old Lin, Since you can already accept Lu Qianqian's past, why don't you be more magnanimous and believe in her character? After hearing Sheng Zhao's words, old Lin fell into deep thought and was speechless for a long time. Even an outsider could see through his grandson so thoroughly, but he couldn't. It was true that the onlooker saw the game more clearly. I still say the same thing. I'm not here for Lu Qianqian. The Song family is coming aggressively and wants to drag the Lu and Lin families down with them. The Shen family doesn't want to hurt the innocent, so I have to clarify this matter. Whether you believe it or not, it's up to you. After saying that, Sheng Xiao gestured for the little assistant and Vice President Qin to leave all the evidence to old Lin. I've already said what I need to say. Sorry for disturbing you. After saying that, Sheng Xiao was about to get up, but he was stopped by old Lin. CEO Sheng, can you tell me more about the days when that rascal Muan left the Lin family? I think it's more meaningful to let your grandson tell you this personally. After saying that, Sheng Xiao left with the others, because he firmly believed that old Lin still had some place in his heart. He had already thrown the evidence in old Lin's face, so old Lin would never doubt Lu Qianqian again. CEO Sheng, then we'll go back to Lu Corporation first. After walking out of the Lin family's door, Vice President Qin immediately said to Sheng Xiao, this man was too powerful. Even if she looked at him directly, she felt that it was blasphemy. Don't let Lu Qianqian find out. Thank you for your hard work. After saying that, Sheng Xiao stepped into his Bentley, while Vice President Qin and Lu Qianqian's little assistant sighed. Oh my God, this is the legendary domineering CEO. Vice President Qin patted his head. Wake up. Did you see the assistant beside Xiaosheng? He kicked you and sent you flying. As expected, the assistant beside the domineering CEO is also extraordinary. Chapter 900. Old Lin thought about it for a whole day. Faced with the evidence that Sheng Xiao had sent him, he really could not think of any reason to doubt Lu Qianqian. What was even more tragic was that he felt sorry for Lin Mu and his grandson from the bottom of his heart. Although he did not want to admit it, he believed Lu Qianqian the moment Sheng Xiao appeared, because he trusted Sheng Xiao's judgment. Thinking about the engagement ceremony that the young couple was about to hold, old Master Lin felt that it was time for him to express his attitude. However, ever since Lin Mu had gone home that night to talk to the old man, he hadn't returned home. The old man had no choice but to go to the police academy to see his grandson in person. Lin Mu learned from Lu Qianqian that the engagement was not cancelled, but for some reason, he was unwilling to see his grandfather until old Lin personally went to the police academy. The instructor called him out of the training course. Lin Mu, step out. Someone is looking for you at the school gate. Report back in 20 minutes. Lin Mu, dressed in his military uniform, trotted to the school gate with a puzzled look on his face. He saw old Master Lin sitting on a stone bench under a big tree. Lin Mu was a little surprised. This was the first time old Master Lin had seen Lin Mu like this. Wrapped in his military uniform, he seemed to be in high spirits and looked extraordinarily valiant. You, what happened? Since you don't know how to come back to see this old bag of bones. Of course I can only come personally. Old Master Lin snorted. You're already so old. Yet you don't know how to give Grandpa a way out. Grandpa, I really don't object to your relationship with Lu Qianqian. You don't have to treat me like an enemy every time you see me. I won't hurt you no matter what. The old master said earnestly. When I saw you in the police academy in the past, I thought you were just fooling around. Now, it looks like you're right. Grandpa, do you mean that you trust Qianqian? You have to thank Sheng Xiao for bringing that girl back for dinner this weekend. Don't you want the guest list anymore? Old Master Lin looked at his grandson and snorted. Don't worry, I won't do anything to her anymore. Lin Mu was stunned for a moment. He felt that this happiness had come too suddenly. All right, go back to class. I'm going back. Thank you, Grandpa. Old Master Lin had a look of disdain on his face, but the corners of his lips could not help but curl up. Sometimes as an elder, he might really be too meddlesome. In the future he should just let go. Lin Mu looked at old Master Lin's retreating figure, and felt that it was real. Moreover, the old man wanted him to thank Sheng Xiao. It seemed that there was really nothing in this world that Sheng Xiao could not do. At night, Lin Mu and told Lu Qianqian about this over the phone. Lu Qianqian was naturally very happy. She called Mu Qiqi and told her that the internal conflict had been resolved. It was all thanks to Sheng Da's efforts. Mu Qiqi glanced at the man who was sitting at the side drying his hair. After putting down her phone, she suddenly sat over and wrapped her arms around the man's waist. Master Xiao, you're so great. Xiao Xiao and Sheng Xiaoan to him. Master of to say. Xiao is of to two. Sheng Lian. Do Xiao for him. Xiao him, of to of Mu of. I don't know who it was, but I suspected that the old man wouldn't listen to me. Who was it? Mu Qiqi raised her head and looked for that person. She stood up, took the hairdryer from Sheng Xiao's hand, and helped him tidy his soft black hair. The internal conflict has been resolved, but Song Buozhi will definitely play tricks again. As long as old man Lin doesn't suspect Qianqian, everything will be easy, Mu Qiqi quickly replied. Sheng Xiao nodded and put away the hairdryer. He prepared to get up and go to the study. You sleep first. I've been sleeping first recently. It's been a long time since I've slept with you at the same time. Not at the same time. Sheng Xiao turned around and pinched her chin. Is it a ghost who sleeps with you at night? You're so light, just like a ghost. However, just as Mu Qiqi finished speaking, Sheng Xiao's kiss came. Mu Qiqi immediately closed her eyes and enjoyed this rare moment of intimacy. Sheng Xiao looked at her teasingly. Do you like me kissing you that much? It's been a long time since we found out that I'm pregnant. That won't do. Sheng Xiao whispered in her ear. Otherwise, if there's a reaction later, I won't be able to take responsibility. Mu Qiqi was angry. Was it fun to tease her? Go to sleep. I'll turn off the lights. Ever since the Lin and Lu families announced their engagement, there had been a lot of discussion about the two families. After all, although both families had good backgrounds, Lu Qianqian's miscarriage still made others have a lot of complaints about this bride-to-be. After Song Buozhi returned to Jianshuan, he heard a lot of news about the marriage between the two families. He was a little impressed by old Master Lin. He was still able to become in-laws with the Lu family despite being in such an uncomfortable mood. Was he really not curious about whether Lu Qianqian had found another man outside? However, he was not in a hurry. This was good because he could give Lu Qianqian a huge gift at the engagement ceremony. Also, he heard that Mu Qiqi had left the mountain. It seemed that he had to think of a way to meet this little bride of the Sheng family and see if she was as smart and cunning as the rumors said. 5 days later, Lu Qianqian and Lin Mu had confirmed the guest list and booked the hotel where the engagement ceremony would be held. Then the two of them went to confirm the dress. They had agreed to confirm it before, but there was a small incident in the middle, so the time was changed. However, this time Lin Muan was not free. The night before, Lu Qianqian called Mu Qiqi. Are you interested in accompanying me to try on the dress? Lin Muan has class and doesn't have time to accompany me. Of course. I can, Mu Qiqi replied. Tell me the time and address. Suche will send me there directly tomorrow. Xiaoqi, it won't be unsafe, right? If anything happens to you, because you want to accompany me to try on the gift, I can't afford it. There's nothing unsafe about it. I'm not afraid now, Mu Qiqi answered firmly. Mu Qiqi's tone was firm. She did not want to implicate anyone else, and she did not want to hide anymore. Then we'll meet at the wedding dress shop tomorrow morning. After saying that, Lu Qianqian hung up and sent the address to Mu Qiqi. When Mu Qiqi received the address, she actually had a doubt in her heart. Would Song Buozhi also create a chance encounter tomorrow? Chapter 901. Song Buozhi had indeed found out about Lu Qianqian's schedule tomorrow from the Lu Corporation's spy. That person was by Lu Qianqian's little assistant's side. Of course, this was a great opportunity to pretend. However, he did not know that he would receive Mu Qiqi's surprise tomorrow. The next morning, Mu Qiqi prepared to go out. Last night, they had already agreed to have Su Che send her to the wedding dress shop and have the bodyguards follow her. However, when she went out, Mu Qiqi saw that Sheng Xiao was also in the back seat. "Aren't you busy? Let's go." Sheng Xiao could not be bothered with her, and said directly to Su Che. Mu Qiqi pursed her lips and did not say anything. Halfway through, she asked Sheng Xiao, "Are you afraid that I won't be able to handle Song Buozhi?" "Not really." Sheng Xiao's gaze fell on the document in his hand. He knew very well what kind of person this little one was. She was definitely not the type to be at a disadvantage when she went out. "Then you want to go out with me?" Mu Qiqi blinked and smiled sweetly. Sheng Xiao glared at her. "Don't flatter yourself. It's on the way." Mu Qiqi stopped smiling and pushed the man's hand away. "Then don't hug me." Soon, the two of them arrived at the entrance of the wedding dress shop. Mu Qiqi immediately saw Lu Qianqian's car. She had arrived long ago. It seemed that she was really going to be a bride. She couldn't wait. Then, Su Che opened the door, and Mu Qiqi got out of the car. Unexpectedly, a blue Maybach stopped at the corner not far away, and saw the scene. Was this the legendary Mu Qiqi? Song Buozhi was interested. Mu Qiqi's emotions were very sensitive. After getting out of the car, she felt that someone was staring at her. Therefore, when she entered the wedding dress shop, she looked around to make sure that there were no suspicious people, before pushing the door open and entering. "Qiqi, you're here." Lu Qianqian was holding the engagement dress in her hands. When she saw Mu Qiqi, she immediately got up from the sofa. A person who is going to be a bride is indeed full of smiles. "Hurry up and go to the fitting room. I'm waiting to see." Mu Qiqi pushed Lu Qianqian. However, before Lu Qianqian entered the fitting room, she remembered something and asked Lu Qianqian, "When you came up, did you feel that someone was staring at you?" Lu Qianqian shook her head. "What did you find?" Lu Qianqian shook her head. "What did you find?" Lu Qianqian carried the dress into the fitting room, while Mu Qiqi wandered around the wedding dress shop. However, she was not looking at the wedding dress. Instead, she looked through the floor-to-ceiling glass to see if there was anything unusual downstairs. Perhaps it was an occupational disease that made her develop a habit of observation, and also cultivated her sensitivity. Other than a blue Maybach, Qianqian there. Soon, Lu Qianqian walked out of the changing room in a lilac-embroidered gown. Whether at engagement or marriage, every day. Qiu Hua Yu family Jiang Qian. Qian Qiqi's Qian's Wan. Moreover, Mu Qiqi never knew that Lu Qianqian had such a good figure. She was curvaceous, and her legs were long and slender under her mermaid gown. The gown was flown in from France. Mr. Lin personally ordered it. The main color is white with a touch of lavender. The off-shoulder design and the lantern sleeves were also modified by Mr. Lin. It's really beautiful. I wonder if Miss Lu is satisfied with it? The manager kept talking about Lin Muan. Of course, Lu Qianqian was satisfied. "Qiqi, what do you think?" "Do you even need to say that?" Mu Qiqi glared at her. "Just the name Lin Mu, and is already very good, isn't it? I really envy you. I really want to wear it again." Lu Qianqian's cheeks were red. The moment she put on the gown, she felt real. She was really going to get engaged to Lin Muan. "I'm just checking to see if there's anything you're not satisfied with, or if there's anything that doesn't fit you and needs to be modified." Lu Qianqian shook her head and looked at herself in the mirror. "I like it very much. That's it. There's also a set of formal attire for the toast. Miss Lu, please try it on." Lu Qianqian nodded and carefully admired herself in front of the mirror. Then, she was pulled to the floor-to-ceiling glass by Mu Qiqi. "Do you recognize that blue Maybach?" Lu Qianqian frowned when she saw it. Of course, she had seen it before. She had seen it when she went up the mountain to look for the raw materials dealer. "It's the car of that man surnamed Song," Lu Qianqian replied. "As expected, go in and continue trying it on. Don't worry about it. Just wait and watch the show." In order not to let Song Buozhi find out, Mu Qiqi pushed Lu Qianqian into the changing room and waited for Lu Qianqian to finish trying on the toast dress, as if nothing had happened. Of course, the toast dress was a long beige dress with a light pink silk thread embroidered with a magnolia pattern. It was very unique. Lu Qianqian was also very satisfied with this set. After trying on the dress, The two sisters walked out of the wedding dress shop arm in arm. Song Buji watched as the two of them drove away. At that moment, he pushed the door open and got out of the car. He entered the wedding dress shop that the two of them had just entered. At that moment, Lu Qianqian's dress was still hanging in the most eye-catching position. The store manager had not had time to put it away. "Sir, may I ask if you need anything? I want to choose a dress for my girlfriend." Song Buji sat on the sofa and pointed casually. "This one's not bad. I'm sorry. This was custom-made by the customer. I can recommend something else for you." The store manager glanced at Lu Qianqian's dress and turned to answer Song Buji. "What if I say that the girl who just came in to try on the dress is my girlfriend?" Song Buji's words were a little lazy. The store manager's expression was a little ugly, because the store manager knew that the groom's surname was Lin. Could this man be that woman's lover? The store manager had never encountered such a situation before. For a moment, he really didn't know how to deal with it. At that moment, Lu Qianqian and Mu Qiqi actually turned around and pushed the door open to enter the wedding dress shop. When the store manager saw this, his expression became even more complicated. Was this an appointment to meet with her lover? Song Buji wasn't afraid of being exposed at all. He just got up from the sofa and said to Lu Qianqian, "What a coincidence! What a coincidence!" Lu Qianqian answered Song Buji directly. "I just want to ask Mr. Song, when did I become your girlfriend? Don't you think your behavior is a little perverted?" When the store manager heard this, he slowly heaved a sigh of relief. "So it wasn't a lover. I'm just here to look at the wedding dress. How could I have anything to do with a pervert? I was just joking." "Miss Lu, why are you so serious?" Song Buji didn't think much of it. Could it be that this wedding dress shop belongs to your Lu Corporation? I don't know what your motive is, and I don't know what you want. My fiancé and I have a very good relationship. It's not something you can sow discord between us. Also, even if you really hurt me, I won't blame Xiaoqi. Chapter 902. Mr. Song, you don't have to play word games here. You're the president of the Yashang Group after all. Even if you don't care about your own face, you have to care about the face of others. You're a dignified president. Don't you think it's embarrassing to follow behind us little women all day? Mu Qiqi took the opportunity to continue Song Buji's words. You say you're not a pervert, but your words are full of ambiguity with others. Why would a girl want to get involved with you? You're not a pervert. You just don't know your limits. Of course, if you insist on saying that my Qianqian has a deep relationship with you, there's nothing wrong with that. Other people's lovers either have sports cars or real estate. What did you give my Qianqian? There's no need for me to point it out. Everyone knows what the Song family is up to. If you want revenge, you have to do something else. You should look for us. Every debt has its debtor. This is what a person should know. Those who bite people on the streets are mad dogs. Song Buji looked at Mu Qiqi. This little bride really didn't give him any face. All sorts of unpleasant words were spouted out of their mouths. Compared to her, Lu Qianqian was naturally not on the same level. Does old Master Lin think so too? Song Buji bypassed Mu Qiqi and asked Lu Qianqian, "What does old Master Lin think? Do you want to try?" Mu Qiqi narrowed her eyes slightly and continued the topic. "That's right. I'm a medical student. How could I have forgotten how powerful genes are? 25 years ago, the Song family was able to betray their own country. The younger generation of the Song family naturally won't let go. Of course, I don't want to be disrespectful to the dead, but I really can't help it when I see you, CEO Song. If you're a man, then do what a man should do. Conquer others in the business world, and I'll be convinced. But the truth is, you're doing something that only a vicious female supporting character would do. It's so infuriating. I really look down on you." Song Buji frowned slightly. It seemed that he really had no chance of winning when it came to arguing. This little bride's words were sharp, and he really couldn't find any way to counterattack. "Qianqian, let's go. Is it really okay for you to provoke him like this?" Lu Qianqian was a little worried. Xiaoqi was pregnant now and couldn't withstand any torment. "I just want to divert his attention to me. I don't want to drag you and Lin Muan down." Mu Qiqi leaned on Lu Qianqian's shoulder and said, "However, this man may look frivolous, but he is actually very shrewd." "Why do you say that?" "If he's really a frivolous man, he would have jumped up a long time ago after hearing my provocation. Do you think he can still maintain his noble image? This proves that he's not as easy to deal with as he seems." Mu Qiqi concluded. "Get in the car, bride-to-be. Let's see what else he's up to." Lu Qianqian frowned as she looked up at the wedding dress shop. In the end, she sighed in her heart. Xiaoqi was really not afraid of trouble. "Don't be so unscrupulous just because you have Sheng Da's CEO to spoil you," he agreed. Mu Qiqi leaned against the back seat and answered innocently. "Otherwise, do you think I would really dare? I'm not afraid of this Song guy. I'm more afraid that Master Xiao will be angry. When has CEO Sheng ever been angry with you?" That was true. Mu Qiqi was satisfied when she thought about it. Song Buozhi sat in the wedding dress shop for a long time. He felt that this little bride had attracted his attention. As expected, she did not disappoint him. Sheng Zhao's woman was indeed extraordinary. But did he let the Lu and Lin families off just because of this? No. At 9 o'clock in the evening, Sheng Xiao returned home from Zhongting. He saw the little thing sitting on a chair listening to prenatal education music. She seemed to be in a good mood. "I saw that Song guy today. He's indeed very angry." Mu Qiqi could not help but put down her earphones when she saw the man sitting beside her. "But he's done a good job in the Yashang group." Sheng Xiao did not intend to underestimate his enemy. "Perhaps he's just creating such an image in front of us. When all of us let down our guard, he'll reveal his true colors." Does the Song family really think that what their family did 25 years ago was right? "Don't you think you're asking too much?" Sheng Xiao asked her in return. If the Song family really had a sense of right and wrong, they wouldn't have worked so hard for more than 20 years just to come back for revenge. "That's right. Our family is gone. What if it were you? I'll live a good life myself. I'll live with an apology. There's no need for revenge. I asked for it." Mu Qiqi answered without thinking. Sheng Xiao smiled faintly. Actually, there was no need for him to ask because this thing had always been possessed by a sense of justice. If a person couldn't tell right from wrong and didn't know whether they were loyal or not, then they weren't on the same path as her. Perhaps this was the realization that she was about to become a forensic doctor. Time to take a shower. Sheng Xiao got up from the sofa and patted her face. Mu Qiqi let go of the pillow and followed behind Sheng Xiao. The next morning, Mu Qiqi had just woken up when she received a call from Shen Jianchuan. "Xiaoqi, I'm going to Luohai again in the next few days. If you have time, go home and chat with Grandpa." Shen Jianchuan was afraid that old Master Shen would have other thoughts because of Elder Lu. "Is it so serious that you need to clean up the mess?" Mu Qiqi could not help but be a little worried. It's Grandpa Lu's sons, right? One gambled, one fought, and one was even more exaggerated. He played with some big shots woman and almost had his right hand chopped off. They're already the scum of society. Will you be able to save them if you go over? It's Sheng Kai who's fanning the flames behind the scenes. I still have to do what I have to do. The person Shen Jianchuan really wanted to save this time was Sheng Kai. Mu Qiqi did not say much. She thought about it carefully and nodded. The Song family's matter has already implicated too many innocent people. Dad, be careful. Don't worry. As long as the two of you are fine, I have nothing to worry about. Mu Qiqi understood in her heart. Was the Song family taking revenge now? They were just piling up hatred everywhere. And their real plan had yet to begin. Thinking about the people behind Song Jiang and the storm in a few years, if Song Jiang really succeeded, that would be the day of suffering for the Sheng family and the Shen family. Hearing Shen Jianchuan's words, Mu Qiqi was no longer sleepy, so she got up and wanted to go to the branch office to help as soon as possible. She did not know what she could do for her family. Chapter 903. After arriving at the branch office, there was a new case. Professor Tang was too busy to deal with it, so he quickly pulled Mu Qiqi over. Hurry up and help. This time, Tang Yin will be busy for a long time. What's going on? More than 10 corpses were dug out from a cesspool in the suburbs of Jianchuan. Judging from the degree of decay, the farthest corpse was from 3 years ago. In the past 2 months, the chief has given the order to solve the case within a time limit. We don't have enough manpower now. Hurry up and come help. The professor explained as he walked. Cesspool. Muqiqi had a bad feeling. Sure enough, before she even entered the morgue, the smell almost made her vomit. She's really pregnant. Professor Tang was a little helpless and quickly prepared a mask for her to remove the smell. For such a case, the entire special investigations team was busy. For an entire week, Senior Brother Long and Old Cheng slept on the floor of the police station. Muqiqi also became busy. Fortunately, nothing else happened during this week. There seemed to be no movement from Song Buoji's side. It seemed like he was preparing the ultimate gift package. When faced with such a case, Muqiqi originally wanted to follow them out into the field. However, when Sheng Xiao asked her to come over as an assistant, he had given her a strict order that she was not allowed to go out into the field. Therefore, Muqiqi could only stay in the morgue and observe the corpses over and over again. Such a big murder case was naturally on Jianchuan's social news. Song Buoji never read these things, but when he heard that this case was taken over by the special investigations team that Muqiqi was in, he subconsciously picked up the newspaper and started reading. He was very interested. Wouldn't the little bride be afraid when she saw these things? Because of this curiosity, Song Buoji deliberately passed by the Jianchuan branch office several times when he was returning home from Yashang Group. However, he did not see Muqiqi, because Muqiqi would not come out once she went into the forensics laboratory. Except when Fifth Aunt came to deliver her food. Even he found it unbelievable that he was spying on Muqiqi like this. Could it be that he had really coveted Sheng Xiao's woman after just 1 or 2 short meetings? In Song Buoji's opinion, he naturally did not distinguish between good and evil. In his worldview, they would always have different standpoints. As for his father's revenge plan to him, to his grandparents whom he had never met, there was no familial love at all. However, he felt that this game was very fun and wanted to continue playing, especially after coming to Jianchuan and getting to know Sheng Xiao and Muqiqi. How interesting was this couple? To him, Muqiqi had subverted his understanding of women. He felt that it was a very good feeling. Sometimes he could not help but think, why don't I snatch this little bride and make her my woman? However, Muqiqi was already pregnant with Sheng Xiao's child. Thinking of that, he felt that it was a pity. At the very least, his interest in Muqiqi told him that he did not like Muqiqi enough to accept her dying for someone else or bearing a child. However, making games was not a bad choice. In a few days, it would be Lu Qianqian and Lin Muan's engagement ceremony. Thinking about it, Lu Qianqian was really monotonous and boring. He was not as likable as Muqiqi. However, he would still deliver the gift on time. It was another day without any progress. The professor looked at the corpse helplessly. He looked at Muqiqi even more helplessly. It's already been a week. The bureau chief wants to solve the case in 10 days. Isn't this a joke? Because of the large number of corpses and the fact that they had been dug up by passers-by, the news spread like wildfire. Professor, believe in Captain Tang. He will definitely be able to solve the case within the time limit. After Muqiqi said that, she looked at the time. It's almost time for me to leave. Chichi, actually, you should develop in the criminal investigation field instead of being a forensic doctor. It's a waste of your talent to be a forensic doctor. Professor Tang acknowledged Muqiqi's observation skills and meticulous mind. She was not inferior to Tang Yan, who had been a police officer for many years. There's no difference. After saying that, Muqiqi got up from her chair. I'm going home first. Go. Professor Tang continued to sigh at the corpse. At this moment, Tang Yan saw Muqiqi walk to the door and said to her, pay attention to a blue Maybach for the next few days. I don't know if it's coming for you. I found it at the door a few times. It's coming for me. Muqiqi smiled. However, it's not a big problem. Captain Tang, go back to your work. Go home and accompany Shanshan sooner or later. She's a little unwell today. If you go home early, accompany her for me. No problem. Now that Muchichi's ban had been lifted, she no longer needed to worry about her safety, so she made an okay gesture at Tang Yan. Then, she turned her head and saw her family's black Bentley parked under a big tree. Sheng Xiao had been very busy recently. Sometimes, he would arrive at the entrance of the branch office at 9 o'clock in the evening. Muchichi welcomed the man with a smile. However, before she got into the car, she had to take off her coat. She was pregnant now, so it was not appropriate for her to use any perfume, so the smell on her body was very strong. However, Sheng Xiao was already used to it and did not care. Xiao Xiao, Captain Tang reminded me just now that I've been seeing a blue Maybach at the entrance of the branch office for the past few days. Is it here to harass you? No, I don't come out at all. Muchichi shook her head and explained, I think, based on the other party's personality, it shouldn't be to this extent. Sheng Xiao rubbed Muchichi's head. He actually did not show any intention of interfering with her freedom. Actually, there was really nothing to worry about. There was someone to pick her up in the morning and evening, and Fifth Aunt would deliver her lunch at noon. Even if someone wanted to look for Muchichi, there was still Captain Tang and the police officers. Dad has been in Luohai for a week. Is there any news? On the way back, Muchichi could not help but ask Sheng Xiao about Shen Jianchuan's movements. Worried? After a long time I'm worried. Muchichi deliberately sat in the corner. She did not want her man to be infected with those strange smells. Sit over here. No, it's very smelly. Muchichi frowned in disgust. Do you think you won't stink if you sit far away? Sheng Xiao reached out and Muchichi fell into his arms. Muchichi could smell the fragrance on Sheng Xiao's body, but Sheng Xiao's colleagues could also smell the extreme stench on her body. Looks like I have to get the people in the scientific research department to develop a perfume that pregnant women can use to get rid of the stench of corpses. Don't make things difficult for the people in the scientific research department. Muchichi quickly interrupted him. I'm not always pregnant. Besides, to be honest, I can't really smell it myself. The professor specially made a mask for me. He's already giving me special treatment. Chapter 904. Lu Qianqian and Lin Mu. Anne's engagement banquet was organized by Mama Lu. Lin Muan's aunt had also contributed a little. According to Old Master Lin's intentions, he wanted to hold a grand banquet for the young couple. Even though the threat of Songboji was still there, and that thorn in his heart was still there, Old Master Lin knew very well that he should trust his grandson. July was a hot time. Lu Qianqian's engagement party was arranged on the lawn by the sea. Although it was a little rushed, the venue was quickly set up because they were all wealthy families, and the Lu family was willing to spend money. At this time, there were only 2 days left before Lu Qianqian's engagement banquet. Muchichi rested at home as she had arranged. Remembering that Lu Qianqian only had mother and daughter at home, Muchichi called her in the afternoon to ask if she needed any help. Now that Lu Qianqian had Vice President Qin as her capable assistant, she had already freed up her time to get off work. She arrived home at 8:30 p.m. sharp. Sometimes she could skip work to do something she wanted to do. So for now she just had to wait to be a rookie. There was nothing she needed to do. Now, I'll go to the wedding dress shop to try on the dress. The store manager called me and asked me to confirm it. If there's a problem with the size, we can still change it. Lu Qianqian answered Muchichi over the phone with a smile on her face. Wasn't it good after the test that day? Thanks to meeting Songboji that day, Muchichi didn't have a good impression of that place. Are you going alone today? Don't worry. I'm just going to give it a try and go home. Muan will meet me directly from the police academy. You don't have to worry. Lu Qianqian laughed at Muchichi for being too cautious. So just stay at home. It's late at night. I can't let you go out. The baby in your stomach needs to rest. Since Lin Muan was here, she didn't say anything. You're about to get engaged. You have to pay more attention to yourself. Got it. Muan will be back tonight. He won't leave until the engagement party is over. You should be relieved now, right? With a man around, Muchichi was naturally relieved. Then give it a try. Remember to call me if you need anything. Pregnant woman, you have a new name? Rumble. Mu Chichi hung up the phone and frowned. Master Xiao also said that she was talkative. Could it be that she was really? Gaixing Xiao was flipping through some documents when he saw Mu Chichi's frown. He teased. Did you change your face just because you made a phone call? I'm reflecting on myself. You're brave enough to admit your mistakes. Sheng Xiao withdrew his gaze and smiled faintly. You won't change even if you die. Mu Chichi was a little upset. Since when did she become so worrisome? At 7 o'clock in the evening, Lu Qianqian arrived at the entrance of the wedding dress shop. This was the time she had agreed with the store manager. Half an hour later, Lin Mu and came over from the police academy. However, she did not want Lin Mu to see her in a wedding dress now. Although Lin Mu had been involved in the design of the gown, Lin Mu did not think much of it. She didn't know how he managed to achieve that by staying in the police academy. So when they arrived at the wedding dress shop, she told the store manager, "Hurry up and let me try it on." The store manager had already hung the wedding dress outside, and then asked her assistant to take it down. "Help Miss Lu change." "Okay." The assistant answered with his head lowered. Lu Qianqian smiled the whole time and looked at the assistant. "Sorry to trouble you." The two of them entered the fitting room together. It was clearly very spacious, but Lu Qianqian felt very stuffy. So she smiled faintly and said, "The perfume in your fitting room is a little too strong." The assistant did not dare to look at Lu Qianqian. She only explained, "Because a customer brought a child here today and accidentally dirted the fitting room. The store manager had some perfume applied." "I see." Lu Qianqian looked at the mirror. Then she saw a double image in the mirror. "Is there a problem with this mirror?" "Ah, there's no problem." The assistant quickly explained. Lu Qianqian turned her head. Just as she was about to say something, she felt dizzy and soon fell to the ground. The assistant's heart raced. However, she had to do the job after receiving the money. So, she immediately chose many tricky angles to make Lu Qianqian look like she was sleeping and resting. She was only wearing simple underwear and underwear. After taking the photo, the assistant immediately shouted at the store manager. "Store manager? Store manager? Miss Lu has fainted." When the store manager heard this, she immediately opened the door of the fitting room. When she saw Lu Qianqian sitting on a stool, she immediately covered her body with clothes. "Call the emergency number. If anything happens, we can't afford it." The assistant quickly nodded and walked out of the fitting room. She took out her phone and called the emergency number. The store manager helped Lu Qianqian put on her original clothes. Then, the two of them helped Lu Qianqian to the sofa to rest. Unexpectedly, a few minutes later, Lu Qianqian woke up again. When the store manager saw this, she immediately heaved a sigh of relief. "Miss Lu, you scared me. Are you all right?" Lu Qianqian held her head and sat up. She felt that her head was a little heavy. The store manager quickly handed her some water. "Drink some." After a glass of warm water, Lu Qianqian was completely awake. "What happened?" "You fainted in the fitting room," the store manager explained. "Are you too tired from work? Or are you already pregnant?" "Maybe I'm too tired from work," Lu Qianqian replied. However, she was very puzzled because she had not been tired recently. Why would she faint for no reason? Also, the smell of perfume in your fitting room is too stuffy. If it's because of that, I'm really sorry. It's because a child dirted it this afternoon, so I had no choice but to apply perfume. It was the same as the assistant's explanation. I might not be used to that smell. It's good that you're fine. The store manager poured water for Lu Qianqian and asked the doctor, who came over to examine her. After confirming that Lu Qianqian was fine, she was finally relieved. "I won't wear perfume like this again." Lu Qianqian sat quietly on the sofa. Then, the store manager picked up the dress again and said, "Let's try another one." When Lin Mu arrived at the wedding dress shop, Lu Qianqian had already finished trying. Lu Qianqian did not seem to care about the little episode just now. "Why didn't you wait for me to come and try again? I'll let you see it now. There won't be any surprises on the day of the engagement," Lu Qianqian explained with a smile. Lin Mu hugged her and kissed her forehead. All right, for the most beautiful you, I'm willing to wait. Chapter 905. No need. I'll pick it up myself, including my suit, Lin Muan said to the store manager. You just have to take care of it. Okay, Mr. Lin. Then the store manager sent the two of them out. However, when she turned to look at the assistant, who had a strange expression on her face, the store manager was a little puzzled. Why are you blushing? Store manager, I'm a little hot. The customers who come to our store to order dresses are all rich and powerful. You have to be careful in the future. Don't be as careless as you were today, understand? Miss Lu is a good person and doesn't care. If it were a customer who cares, you would have to bow and apologize, the store manager advised the assistant. I understand, store manager. How could she not feel guilty after doing something wrong? On the way back, Lin Muan drove while Lu Qianqian sat in the front passenger seat and rubbed her eyebrows. When Lin Muan saw this, he immediately asked, What's wrong? Are you too tired from work? No, I fainted in the wedding dress shop just now. The smell of perfume inside was too suffocating. I woke up in a few minutes. Maybe I'm allergic to that smell, Lu Qianqian quickly explained, so that Lin Muan wouldn't worry. You've always been very healthy. Lin Muan had a doubt, but he didn't show it. Forget it. The store manager's service is very good. The doctors and nurses have also come over. I'm fine. Lin Muan saw Lu Qianqian's smiling face and smiled too. Soon, the two of them arrived at the Lu family's house. However, Lin Muan didn't seem to have any intention of staying at the Lu family's house for dinner. You're going back? Yes, Grandpa has something to do. I'll go back first. You and Mom have a good meal. I'll come over later. Lin Muan put his arm around Lu Qianqian's neck and kissed her forehead. Lu Qianqian's cheeks turned red, and she pushed him away. Who asked you to come over and sleep? Then I'll stay at the Lin family's house. I'll leave the lights on for you until 11 p.m. With that, Lu Qianqian entered the house. Lin Muan shook his head lovingly and opened the car door. However, he wasn't going to the Lin family's house. Grandpa Lin didn't look for him for no reason. The reason he wanted to find an excuse was to return to the wedding dress shop and find the real reason why Lu Qianqian fainted. Not to mention Lu Qianqian's health. When was she allergic to perfume? Passed out for a few minutes? The more Lin Muan thought about it, the stranger he found it. After all, he had attended the police academy and had the consciousness of a criminal investigator. Just thinking about it made him suspicious. In 2 days, it would be his and Qianqian's engagement ceremony. He didn't want anything to happen again, especially to guard against the Song family. After arriving at the wedding dress shop, Lin Muan pushed the door open and entered. The store manager was a little surprised to see him. Mr. Lin, did you forget something? No, I want to see the fitting room where Qianqian fainted. Inside, the store manager immediately brought him there and explained. At that time, I asked the assistant to help Miss Lu change into her gown. A few minutes later, I heard the assistant's cry for help. When I went in, Miss Lu had already fainted. How many minutes? Can you tell me more about it? Lin Muan walked around the fitting room and confirmed with the store manager. About 5 to 6 minutes. How long does it usually take for a customer to change? 3 to 4 minutes at most. Some dresses are more complicated and may take more time. The store manager answered seriously after thinking for a while. Was there anything special when you found Qianqian fainting? She was sitting on a black stool in the fitting room. She was wearing underwear, and the gown was at her feet. After that, I took some clothes to cover Miss Lu and asked the assistant to call the ambulance. Lin Muan carefully observed the fitting room and also looked at the bottle of perfume that was sprinkled in the fitting room. However, he had a few doubts in his heart, because he had asked the store manager to demonstrate Lu Qianqian's posture after she fainted. According to the position in the space, if Lu Qianqian wanted to faint, she couldn't have been sitting on a chair. The most likely possibility was that someone had moved her after she fainted. The store manager had said that the time it took for customers to change clothes varied. Logically speaking, Lu Qianqian's gown should have taken 3 minutes. Why did it take 6 minutes for her to faint in the fitting room? Mr. Lin, do you have any questions? Where's the assistant? Lin Muan asked again. She's off work, the store manager explained. Do you want me to get her back for you? There were many doubts, and it seemed that more answers lay with the assistant. I'll wait here. Ask her to come back. Also, I might bring a few friends over. Store manager, it won't cause you any trouble, will it? No. Mr. Lin is our distinguished guest. We can't wait to welcome you. The store manager looked at Lin Mu, and roughly knew that he was suspicious about Lu Qianqian's fainting in the afternoon. The store manager thought that regardless of whether there was a problem or not, it was always good to let him understand. It was better than being held accountable later. Therefore, she immediately called the assistant and asked her to come back, because the store was a little busy now. Of course, she would not tell the assistant that she had asked her to come back because of this matter. What if this matter had something to do with the assistant? Then Lin Muan called Mu Qiqi. Xiaoqi, can I trouble you to come out for a while? What is it? You're a forensic doctor. You'll definitely be able to find the problem. I'm just being safe. After a few minutes, Lin Mu told Mu Qiqi about Lu Qianqian's fainting in the afternoon. After Mu Qiqi heard this, she immediately tilted her head to look at Sheng Xiao and asked, Can I go? Are you sure that perfume won't harm your body? Of course I'm sure. If there was really a problem with the perfume, how could others be fine after smelling it? Therefore, Mu Qiqi suspected that the problem was not with the perfume. I'll go get the car. Sheng Xiao got up from the sofa. Soon, the two of them arrived at the wedding dress shop. When the store manager saw the person who came in, her eyes widened. CEO Sheng. Hu and Jianchuan did not know this person. There's no need to be restrained. They just want to find out the truth, Sheng Xiao said calmly to the store manager. Okay, my assistant is already on the way. Please wait a moment. Mu Qiqi did not say anything, and went straight to the changing room to look for Lin Muan. Seeing Lin Muan frowning and looking around, she felt that he looked a little like a police officer. As expected, I didn't go to the police academy for nothing. Don't laugh at me. Hurry up and take a look. I suspect that Qianqian was temporarily knocked out by someone, but I can't find what went wrong, Lin Muan quickly said to Mu Qiqi. Chapter 906. But it requires a large dose, and it has to be taken orally to reach the peak concentration in the shortest time. If Qianqian was really drugged, she might have been tricked from the moment she went in, or before. Mu Qiqi explained to Lin Muan. How long did it take for her to wake up? Hearing Mu Qiqi's question, the store manager quickly answered. After helping Miss Lu to the sofa, the assistant called the ambulance. After that, she and I took care of Miss Lu together. It should have taken 8 to 10 minutes. How did you take care of her? Because we didn't know what happened, we didn't dare to touch Miss Lu. The assistant took a towel and wiped Miss Lu's face. Not long after, Miss Lu opened her eyes. Then, she drank a glass of water and was completely awake. The store manager carefully recalled the details of taking care of Lu Qianqian. I have nothing else to ask. I'm just waiting for the assistant to come. Mu Qiqi carefully checked the changing room and did not find anything suspicious. Because under the cover of the perfume, there was a stench of feces. The store manager explained that it was because a child had dirted it. It was not difficult to understand. Is there anything suspicious? Lin Muan stared at Mu Qiqi carefully. Did you miss anything? Call Qianqian and ask her to take off all the clothes she wore today and put them aside. Don't touch them. Although he did not know Mu Qiqi's intention, Lin Muan immediately called Lu Qianqian. Outside the changing room, Sheng Xiao sat on the sofa and looked at the woman in the changing room. His eyes were very deep, and no one knew what he was thinking. Soon the assistant ran in. When she saw Sheng Xiao sitting on the sofa, her eyes widened. Not only that, she also saw Lin Mu and Mu Qiqi in the changing room. Store manager, didn't you say that the store was busy? Xiao He, Mr. Lin wants to know the reason why Miss Lu fainted. So he may need your cooperation. Tell him what happened after you and Miss Lu entered the changing room. The store manager pulled her in front of Muchichi and Lin Muin. When Muchichi saw the assistant, she could feel that she was very nervous. But it was normal. Miss Lu arrived at 7 o'clock sharp. After she came in, she said that she wanted to try on the gown. The store manager was afraid that she might not be able to handle the details on her own. So she asked me to go in and help her. After we went in, she said that our changing room was a little stuffy. I explained the reason and she soon fainted. She didn't even have time to put on her gown, the assistant quickly explained. He fainted a few minutes after entering. There were a few places in the gown that required the zipper and ribbon to be unfastened. So, after we went in, about 2 minutes later, she told me that there were double images in the mirror, and she fainted. The assistant scratched her head as she tried to recall. And then, what did you do? Miss Lu fainted on the ground. I immediately called the store manager and helped Miss Lu to the chair. I was about to help her put her clothes back on when the store manager came in. After hearing that, Muchichi and Lin Muin looked at each other. It seemed that all the suspicions had been answered. In that case, there seemed to be nothing suspicious about this little assistant. However, both Lin Mu and Muchichi knew very well that Lu Qianqian's fainting was not a coincidence. Why did you wipe Qianqian's face with a towel? I saw that Miss Lu was sweating. I was afraid that she would feel uncomfortable, so I wiped her face. The store manager also knows about it. The store manager nodded. Mr. Lin, that's indeed the case. After asking the store manager and the little assistant, Muchichi looked at Lin Mu, and could not help but smile. Maybe you're really being paranoid. I hope so. Lin Muin took a deep breath. He felt a little uneasy. When the three of them came out of the wedding dress shop, he asked Muchichi, "Is it possible to knock out a person within 2 minutes?" As I said before, it needs to be of a high concentration. Moreover, it needs to be taken orally or injected directly. If it's just mixed with perfume or some kind of shoulder padding drug, the effect of the drug will enter through the nose or skin contact. It will be very slow. It will take at least 15 minutes. It seems that it really has nothing to do with the wedding dress shop. Just as the two of them were feeling sleepy, Sheng Xiao, who was standing by the car door, suddenly said, "Lu Corporation should get rid of the mole." What? You only considered the situation where she was drugged when she entered the wedding dress shop. What if she had already been drugged when she left the company? It shouldn't be difficult to calculate when the drug will take effect and reach its peak based on the drug's medicinal properties and the time it takes for the drug to take effect, right? Why would I say that there's a mole in the Lu Corporation? The last time I accompanied Qianqian here, Song Buiji's appearance at this place on time is proof that there's a mole. Muchichi immediately reacted. Then she expressed her admiration for Sheng Xiao. Master Xiao, it's a pity that you're not a police officer. But what's the other party's goal? Fainting in the wedding dress shop. And then what? There's a problem with that little assistant. Sheng Xiao told the two of them again. Under normal circumstances, what's the usual reaction when someone faints? If I were in such a situation and this person fainted on her own, and it had nothing to do with me, then from this moment on, I wouldn't touch her. Or rather, I would try to wake her up, but it didn't work. Then, the first thing I would do is call someone instead of moving her. Because no one knows what kind of responsibility they have to bear. Then, what kind of situation would require moving her? The most likely reason is that she did something and needed to cover it up. She was afraid that others would see through it. If that's not the case, then the assistant's brain is broken. But I think the assistant is logical and organized. She's not an idiot. What Master Xiao means is that the mole and the little assistant in the wedding dress shop might be working together. Afraid that Lin Mu and did not understand the meaning of Sheng Xiao's analysis, Muchichi immediately explained. What exactly does the other party want from putting in so much effort? You haven't noticed one detail. It's a big loophole. It's just that you don't understand numbers, so you didn't notice it. The assistant said that Lu Qianqian fainted in 2 minutes and didn't even have time to put on her dress. However, the store manager said that they were in there for more than 5 minutes. So, what did the little assistant do in those 3 to 4 minutes? After Lin Muin heard this, He was instantly enlightened. I'll go back and look for her now. Chapter 907. If I'm not mistaken, Song Yunxian is planning to make a big move at your engagement ceremony. Sheng Zhao's expression was calm from the beginning to the end. There was no trace of panic. Actually, it's easier this way. First, use the little assistant to find the mole in the Lu Corporation. Second, control the little assistant. When the time comes, she can be used as a witness to clarify. The more you fall into someone else's trap, the calmer you have to be. Because no matter how perfect a trap is, there will be loopholes. It's like a crime. After hearing this, Mu Qiqi and Lin Mu and felt that the man in front of them was really a god. Therefore, they could not help but want to bow to him. It's getting late. Let's go home. Sheng Xiao had not spoken so much in the past 3 days, so he was a little unhappy. Mu Qiqi looked at the man's attitude and gradually understood that Qianqian would be fine. CEO Sheng, thank you for today. Before Lin Muan got into the car, he thanked Sheng Xiao. This person's brain must have been made by God. Otherwise, how could a mortal be so perfect? Mu Qiqi waved at Lin Muan. After getting into the car, she was still thinking about it. Song Buozhi is really a person who will do anything. Under Song Zhang's influence, it's very difficult for him to be alone. Sheng Xiao answered Mu Qiqi as he drove. It's easier to deal with him knowing that he's a scumbag. Master Xiao, do you know that your image in my heart has become even higher today? When have I not been higher? Sheng Xiao was puzzled by this question. Mu Qiqi only felt that Sheng Xiao's observation skills had reached the level of a god. Others had only improved, but he had directly evolved. Set up a trap tomorrow. We'll be able to find the mole in the Lu Corporation very soon. Understood. When Lin Muan returned to the Lu family home, it was already 10:30 p.m. He paced back and forth outside for a long time. He was conflicted about whether he should explain this matter to the old man. If something unexpected happened at the engagement party, would the old man hate Qianqian? However, he also wanted to take a gamble. The old man said that he had completely accepted Lu Qianqian, but he still did not know how much trust he had. However, it did not feel appropriate to test his own family. After all, the old man was angry because he cared about him. Forget it, I don't want to think about this anymore. When Lu Qianqian opened the door, she saw Lin Muan, who was very conflicted. If you were any later, I wouldn't have left the lights on for you. Lu Qianqian pouted. What did Grandpa say to you? Is it? Before Lu Qianqian could finish, Lin Muan pulled her into his arms and comforted her carefully. I may not have the power to protect you now, but I can give everything I have. What are you talking about? Did Grandpa scold you? Lin Muan shook his head and took her hand back to their bedroom. I didn't hide what happened before from you. This time, I won't hide it from you. With that, Lin Muan told Lu Qianqian about what happened tonight. On the day of the engagement banquet, Song Buozhi might cause trouble, but Lu Qianqian only reacted after hearing that. What if that scumbag Song gave my nude photos to a customer that day? If your grandfather sees it, he'll definitely vomit blood. Lin Muan rubbed Lu Qianqian's thin lips and couldn't help but laugh. Only I can see your nude photos, so don't worry. I'll arrange for it to be clarified. I'm afraid that your grandfather will be prejudiced against me again. He can understand if others frame you. Even so, I don't hate Qiqi, and I won't vent my anger on her, because I know that she doesn't want to implicate us. Lu Qianqian explained to Lin Muan. If you want to blame someone, blame that Song guy. He's too despicable and shameless. Yes, I don't blame him, because Lin Muan knew how good his Qianqian was. I definitely won't let anything happen to you. I'll do my best to protect you. So, in order to ensure the evidence, let's go to the hospital for a checkup to see if you're really drugged, okay? Is it too late to go now? Lu Qianqian was afraid that she had already excreted it. Qiqi said that it'll be effective for 48 hours. On the way back, Lin Mu and had already called a doctor he was familiar with and asked him to help arrange it. Then let's go now. Lu Qianqian took off her pajamas and immediately changed into a set of clothes before going out with Lin Muan. The next morning, Lin Muan went to the wedding dress shop again, because he had an appointment to pick up the gown. But he was early. When the store manager saw him, she asked with concern, "Miss Lu, are you all right?" "She's fine. She's fine." Lin Muan sat on the sofa and smiled at the store manager. "That's good. Where's your little assistant? Why don't I see her today?" After Lin Muan got the gown, he looked around for the little assistant. "She's tidying up the warehouse. Do you want to see her, Mr. Lin?" The store manager asked. "I want to thank her in person for taking care of my fiancé. Then I'll call her out." The store manager's footsteps were very fast. In less than a minute, the cunning little assistant from yesterday walked in front of Lin Muan. "Mr. Lin." "Store manager, you go ahead. I'll have a few words with your little assistant." Lin Muan took the opportunity to send the store manager away. "All right, you guys talk." How smart was the store manager? With just a glance, she saw through Lin Muan's intentions. So she immediately made room for the two of them to talk. However, this made the little assistant nervous again. "Well, Mr. Lin, about Miss Lu, we've already made it clear yesterday." "Made it clear?" Lin Muan looked up at the little assistant who was standing straight and asked. "Then explain to me again." Qianqian said that she fainted in 2 minutes, but the store manager said that you were inside for 6 minutes. Can you tell me what you were doing in the 4 minutes in between? The little assistant's eyes widened when she heard this. Perhaps even she did not know that there would be such a loophole. The screenplay is not up to standard. The logic of the script does not match. Actually, you don't have to be nervous. I won't do anything to you, because I know that you're innocent, because we've already found the person behind this. Lin Muan spread his hands. "Mr. Lin, so? Are you going to help me, or continue to help the person behind you?" Lin Muan continued in a relaxed tone. "You can continue to pretend that you don't know anything, but you have to know what I do. I'm quite bold to commit a crime in front of the police. Besides, I just need to check your account, and I'll probably be able to find out at a glance, right?" When she heard the word account, the little assistant's face suddenly turned pale. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.